boats on the topmast. A beautiful sight.
I hope your mother doesn't miss them.
She has such things in abundance.
You are truly mad, Benjamin, on such a night to climb so high.
Too cautious, my friend. How else are we to win?
In truth, the Scarlets will be hard-pressed to match such an exploit.
And the Blue Devils will triumph, Alexander.
I saw you.
What?
I saw you. Profane a woman's undergarments, you wicked creature.
I merely moved them to a different location.
You are a godless sinner.
He does lack a certain pious inclination, madam. You are correct.
Decent folk cannot walk the streets these days without a student rabble making their life a misery.
I would imagine yours a misery in any case, madam. Here, you may have one of our favours. Blue!
That's enough, Ben. Now, come on.
You dare insult your elders. Look at you, a deformed soul. See God's punishment for your wickedness.
Go to perdition.
You will wait till I have ended.
Take your hands from me.
You will wait.
Benjamin, come on with you.
Let me go!
See how I am treated. God help me. Oh, God help me. I am in sore need. Reach down your hand, Lord. Reach down your hand.
I have returned, madam, to have the last word.
Natural violence. A storm has hit Edinburgh. The rain hammers down as if it would summon the spirits of Noah and his ark. How old was Noah in any case? Over 900 years and never once committed a crime. That's quite a feat. I wonder what the raven felt like when they sent it out from the ark and said, "Don't bother coming back unless you find a twig." I wonder if he actually discovered such, but decided not to come back anyway because he was in the huff. Ravens are perverse creatures. I wonder if the clients at Jean Brash's bodyhouse, the Just Land, are listening to the windows rattle and worrying that it might be the wife upon the prowl. Lofty thoughts on a wild night. I feel an inner calm, not unconnected with the blood pudding and stove tatties I consumed at the tavern. Natural ballast. I am, however, James McLevy, Inspector of Police. My parish is Leith in the city of Edinburgh, and I'm not such a fool as to think this internal serenity will last forever. But it seems to suit me. I am a rock, a calm centre in the eye of the storm. Let the elements have their wild emotion in bouts of madness. I am detached, composed, and I might even make myself another cup of coffee.
Agnes Carnegie, found floating in the harbour.
Floating?
The air had become trapped under her skirt.
Natural buoyancy.
I think I recognise the corpse.
You should, Constable. Recall Christmas past. A poor box stolen from the Free Presbyterian Church in Junction Street. The thief pursued by the minister and some devout worshippers.
She was one of them.
But there was nothing in the poor box.
Oh, hardly Mrs. Carnegie's fault.
I agree, Lieutenant. There seems to be some discoloration at the base of her throat.
Could be bruising, thumb marks. Difficult to tell.
A devout soul on the path of righteousness. How does she end up in the Leith harbour?
God's mystery, sir. Mulholland, hold the arm aside. Something stuck up the sleeve here.
Do you need the tweezers?
Make do with my nails.
You're like a pair of grave robbers.
Now, wait. What do you make of this, Lieutenant Roach?
A blue favour. These damned students.
Scarlet and blue, all over the city.
But this is closer to home. Was there not a female undergarment found atop the mast of the excise ship this very morning?
Indeed.
It also had a blue favour, the undergarment.
And the harbour swarming last night with both factions.
What are you thinking, McLevy?
Accident or foul play, who knows? But for the moment, this is all we have to go on.
If you can prove connection between this death and these educated louts, I will personally pour you out a malt whisky with my own fair hand.
Lieutenant's not in great humour.
A few days ago, a woman had her bottom pinched in Salamander Street. Mr. Roach was just behind her and held culpable.
But it was another student escapade.
And the lieutenant completely innocent.
What a shame.
We know that Agnes Carnegie left the church 9 o'clock last night.
So the Reverend James Gibbon has informed us.
She carried with her a piece of Bible binding, which the moths had got her,
What's the Bible? The minister's own book.
which she intended to repair, neither found on her person.
Could have fallen into the dock.
Mr. Gibbon saw her put them in her bag. It was found in the water, snapped shut, money still in her purse, stuffed down at the bottom. So if foul play, robbery was not the motive. But why the vanished Bible?
And if accidental,
What the hell happened?
James McLevy, a word in your ear.
Jean Brash! By God! The wages of sin pay well these days. Is this another new carriage?
Just a lick of paint.
And how is my big fine constable?
I am sufficient, Mistress Semple.
Growing all the time, I'll wager.
I have an incident to report.
Such as?
A mannequin figure stolen from a shop in Princess Street, the window broken. It turned up in my garden, bolt upright, painted red.
A scarlet woman?
These boys are getting out of hand, Inspector. It frightened the peacocks.
Peacocks?
The mistress has bought herself ornamental birds.
That's nice. If you have intruders in the garden, Jean Brash, I suggest you let fly at them. Small shot is best. It hurts like the pox.
I wouldn't know. On you go, Angus. This is a waste of my precious time. What if it's you, McLevy,
What?
that intrudes upon my garden?
Shoot to kill.
A damned fine idea!
Isn't it just?
Pleasant interlude. Where to now, sir?
I've made inquiries as to the leaders of these depredations, and we shall beard the young lions in their den.
Usually when Jean Brash comes at you, you get provoked something terrible.
But not today. Today, I'm in a rare calm. Scarlet woman. That's very funny.
Hilarious.
A bit of fun, Inspector. Letting off steam.
Steam?
A figure of speech, sir.
We have passed all medical exams, soon to be qualified, respectable, but in the meantime...
You wreak havoc, Mr. Drummond.
You and Mr. Barr have been indicated to me as the leaders of one of the factions.
The Blue Devils.
As opposed to the Scarlet Runners.
We compete to perform the most daring deeds.
Like breaking shop windows?
It goes a bit far at times.
Such as causing death?
What?
An old woman was found by the Leith docks, possibly assaulted, most certainly dead.
On her corpse was found a blue favour. Your colours, Mr. Barr.
Not me, personally.
I admit we had a crowd down there last night, but, I mean, a bit of a fracas with some local barbarians, but no old woman.
Is that your experience, Mr. Barr?
It is. Indeed.
Who stuck the underwear up the mast?
Not a clue. Someone in the crowd.
Were they stolen?
What?
The corsets.
Aha, Jessica. Perhaps you can help us. These gentlemen are wondering where I might have laid my hand upon some corsetry.
I don't make use of it. You are James McLevy, are you not? The thief-taker?
I have been so described.
A friend of mine, Annabel Clayton. Her father, you arrested him for embezzlement.
He deserved it.
We arrest people all the time, ma'am.
Past, present and future. We shall speak again, sir. Rest assured.
Just harmless fun, Inspector.
Tell such to Agnes Carnegie.
Who is that?
The old woman who died.
Nothing to do with us, as I have told you.
As you have told, we'll see ourselves out.
Oh, Inspector, I intend to specialise in forensic science. We may meet in professional capacity.
A prospect to savour.
What do you think of Teichmann's work?
Step along the way.
But surely a microscopic test for haemoglobin must have its uses.
Uh-huh. It tells us the what, but not the who.
How do you mean, Inspector?
When we can not only identify what biological traces are left at the scene of a crime, but link it to the who, the perpetrator, then we may all dance on the grave of crime. Not until then.
I'm sure Ludwig Teichmann would agree.
Are you of a medical bent, Miss Drummond?
I study privately. Women are not yet allowed within the hallowed halls.
Then kick the door down.
We intend to.
I would advise both of you gentlemen to take stock. You are under the microscope.
Well, my darling brother, stick that in your biological pipe and smoke it.
A lucky guess.
I don't think so. That man worries me.
Why? You have nothing to fear. What about this poor old woman?
Oh, an accidental death down by the docks. We the prime suspects.
Oh, you two should pull in your horns.
Agreed.
Nonsense. You, my dear sister, are nothing less than a conformist.
Am I really?
Yes, you are.
I shall ponder that. In the meantime, you may inform our mother as to the whereabouts of her corsets.
They were decrepit.
And fitted all the better. She is waiting.
I don't suppose you...
No. Run along.
Benjamin, we have to talk.
Yes, plan the next step. Rest assured.
You're a good friend, Alexander.
I hope so.
Because of his infirmity, Benjamin feels he has to prove himself twice over.
I realise that.
You must watch over him.
A difficult task.
Perhaps I can help.
You have my total sympathy, Mr. Carnegie.
I don't want your sympathy, Lieutenant. I've just seen my mother's body and I want to know how and why she died.
The investigation has scarce begun.
I am a journalist, sir, and I know the pace of investigation in Leith. It's like a snail.
The race is not always to the swift.
Chaos in the streets last night. A drunken rabble of students, and in her cold hand she holds a blue favour.
Actually found up her sleeve.
That is by the way. I shall write a scathing indictment of your force, sir, and the Leith Herald will ask the question why you cannot control a bunch of educated hooligans.
Sergeant Murdoch said you wished to see me, sir.
McLevy, yes, of course. This is...
Carnegie. I should have made connection.
Why didn't you, Inspector?
A common enough name, and the dead woman was decent, devout.
And I'm the opposite, huh? An evil atheist. I'm also a loving son.
I'm sure you are, sir.
One question. Was my mother murdered?
One answer. I don't yet know.
What about the evidence found on her body?
Mr. Carnegie has seen his mother and her artefacts.
The streets were littered with these favours. She could have picked her up anywhere.
Aye, but try this for size. These students are spoiled rotten. No moral compass worth a damn. They strive to outdo each other. A murder? That would be the ultimate. No one could top that, eh? Win at all costs.
A good headline. There is the small matter of proof.
Wait till you read the paper. It will make your toes curl. Goodbye, gentlemen.
Like a flea on a dog's rear end.
What?
Carnegie jumps to conclusions.
And what is your conclusion?
Catch the ringleaders in the act, threaten charges, find the truth of what happened last night.
You believe they are concealing something?
I do indeed. Mulholland felt the same.
Oh, then how do we catch these miscreants?
I have a plan. It must wait till this evening.
What do we do until then?
Our bounden duty, sir. Our bounden duty.
I pay your wages.
Indirectly, I suppose you do.
I pay my taxes, my parish charge.
Which gives succour unto and supports the police force of Leith, your protector and guardian.
So, protector, what do you intend?
I could send Mulholland back to the station for the tweezers.
Tweezers?
We could pick off the feathers one by one. Take a deal of time, though.
Hannah, do you hear this lunacy?
I do, mistress. Typical.
Trouble is, ma'am, feathers are stuck on the red paint, which is stuck on the gates. The only way is to scrape it all down, I'm afraid.
Why are these young devils picking on me?
Possibly because their fathers spend more time at your body house than they do at home. I shall file a report. Gates painted red, feathers strewn over, body house in uproar.
Oh, go to hell, James McLevy. Go straight to hell.
I don't think she's very pleased, sir.
Watch your next cup of coffee through the Mistress McLevy. It could be poisoned.
I'll bear it in mind.
Those bloody butts drive me mad.
Hannah, have you ever heard of the notion that events happen in threes?
You think the buggers will be back?
Uh-huh. What could be the next target, eh?
Damned if I know.
From the tail of your ornamentals, a feather in their cap, you need to set a trap.
How would that be done?
Tether the peacocks in the middle of the garden, tripwires at a distance round them.
Tie something in that makes a sound, little bells or the like.
We have such, left over for Christmas.
Don't tell Jean it's my idea. Present it as your own or she'll reject it, out of hand.
Once the wee bells go tinkle, tinkle, what do we do then?
Up to you, Hannah. Up to you.
Are you certain this will work, McLevy?
The inspector is a dab-handed setting up ensnarement, sir. You're the second this day.
And what was the other mark?
Ornamental birds.
Oh, that gives me great comfort. How does the target look, McLevy?
A top hat of most splendid proportions, sir. Perfect invitation for a clod of mud.
Mud?
Figure of speech, sir.
There they come. Best of luck, Lieutenant. Tall and proud is the way.
Not how I am feeling at this precise moment, McLevy, not remotely.
How did you persuade the lieutenant to this?
I told him that you and I were too obvious, too familiar a landmark. We needed someone of mystery, Unknown, enigmatic.
With a big top hat on his head.
Exactly. Wait now. That has to be Drummond, the way he drags his leg.
Uh-huh. The other is Barr, but who's the third?
Not important. That's it, my manny. Pick up and take aim.
If they hit, what is the accusation?
Assault of a police officer.
Mr. Hatton hit the lieutenant.
You go after the two, I'll take the third.
McLevy, I have one in hand! Ow!
That's double assault.
I have him now!
I didn't think the lieutenant had it in him.
You never know, Mulholland. Life is full of surprises. You run, I walk. But I know these wines better than any living being. Now, let's have a look at you, my manny. Miss Drummond, what in God's name are you doing gallivanting?
Oh, my ribs! I'm not gallivanting. I'm a fool.
I'll give you no argument there. Here, sit up. Did I hurt you?
Only my pride.
That comes before a fall. Explain yourself.
I wanted to watch over my brother.
Such as when he throws mud at folk.
I didn't expect. He took me by surprise. And if I tell you the truth, I suppose I came also because I was challenged.
To behave like a man?
Yes.
That is with great stupidity.
Yes. Oh, I must lean back. I suppose you will arrest me now?
You tell me my job as well. Thank you.
No, but, I mean, you must.
Must I? Here, get to your feet.
You lack the gentle touch, Inspector.
Do I really? On your way.
What?
Go on, before I change my mind.
You should treat me with respect, sir.
Uh-huh. Tweed cap and trousers with a big dod of mud on your nose?
I didn't know. There. Gone. I thank you. What about my brother?
He'll take what's coming. Now, on your way.
You are not a civil person.
You're a very lucky girl.
I am not a girl. I am a woman.
That is a matter of debate. A matter of debate.
You have no right!
Assault of a police officer, Mr. Drummond.
Indeed so. I am surprised you failed to catch the third man, Inspector.
Losing my touch, sir.
In contrast to Mulholland and I. Come along, Constable, a report to write, and then that whisky I promised.
From your own fair hand, sir.
Yes, indeed. Come along.
Well, Mr. Barr, you've been quiet enough.
I feel like a fool.
There's worse to come.
This will all be resolved. No harm done.
Agnes Carnegie. The cause of her death has yet to be determined.
Nothing to do with us.
Mr. Barr, do you still deny crossing paths with this poor woman?
I need to rest.
Rest away. We shall talk in the morning.
We must stay here all night.
People tell me it's difficult to sleep in the cells. Lumpy mattresses, biting fleas, strange noises in the dark. I think it's more to do with the effect of a guilty conscience.
Why did you take so long, Benjamin?
What?
I waited. You were with the old woman a long time.
I went back to have the last word.
Nothing else?
No, nothing else. Thank God my sister was not taken. Think of the disgrace.
Yes. Think of the disgrace.
Jessica Drummond. Young enough to be my daughter. That must be why I let her go. Or was it? Is it? What is it? Is it? My inner serenity is all shot to hell. I have a terrible feeling of gastric turmoil. I didn't expect to see a woman, that's the problem. It should have been a man, with a hairy face, not eyes and breath and sweet smelling whatever the hell it was. Fragrance unexpected can hit you below the belt. I'm talking nonsense. Gibble gabble, pull yourself together, James McLevy. Now, on to material matters. They are both hiding something. Drummond more successfully than Barr, who seems a decent type. The other is a strange specimen, so small of stature with that withered leg, yet holds himself like one of Jean Brash's peacocks. Have I found that those who present a bold front react most violently when the facade is penetrated. Which brings me to where I began. Jessica Drummond. Her eyes are dark and deep. Oh dear.
Go ahead, Mr. Bogue. Nothing to fear.
Aye, well, when I read the paper, I knew right away, and so I came to see you, sir. I can read, you know.
Most impressive. Carry on.
I saw the woman by the harbour. A man lays hands upon her, round the neck.
You're sure of that? Round the neck?
With my own eyes.
What happened after that, sir?
The rain blew hard in my face. A dirty night. When I looked again, she was gone. He was still there, but she was gone.
Would you recognise this man again?
Maybe so. Small of stature, well-dressed, a jacket dandy. When he walked away, his leg was twisted round, dragged after.
Mulholland, go now to the cells and engage our 2 young men in conversation.
I heard you arrested such last night. Spoiled brats.
Bring them to the front of the bars. I will position Mr. Bogue to look through the Judas hole of the big door.
That's me gone, sir.
I will accompany the witness.
You'll do no such thing. Interfere with my investigation or throw you in the jail myself.
An empty threat.
I wouldn't risk it, Mr. Carnegie.
Mr. Bogue, when you saw this happen, did you not think to raise the alarm?
Who would believe me? My word against his, a jacket dandy. I was feared I would get the blame.
Don't worry. The power of the press will grant you safe deliverance.
Come along, sir, and take your time to look. There is no rush to judgment here.
Don't let them influence you, Mr. Bogue, without fear or favour.
I did not enjoy your article in the paper, Mr. Carnegie.
Little compared to the words in prospect if Bogue points the finger.
You will write nothing of the sort. If you prejudice this investigation by disclosing evidence before it is properly weighed and balanced...
You mean you don't want to charge a spoiled brat with murder?
I mean you will wait until proof is certain.
Mulholland is taking statement from Mr. Bogue.
To the effect that...
Identification of Benjamin Drummond as the man with his hands round the throat of Agnes Carnegie.
There's your proof!
Not enough. A confession would be helpful, Inspector.
I shall interrogate, rest assured.
And I shall hold my fire. But not for long.
This cannot be true.
I'm afraid so, Miss Drummond. A witness.
A liar.
An old man. What motive would he have? We questioned both boys separately.
Boys?
They seem so to me. Too much learning, not enough common sense.
The same, I'm sure, might apply to me. I regret my lack of manners, Inspector. Please continue.
It took time to dig it out, but essentially they tell the same story, which fits events with one disparity. A confrontation with Agnes Carnegie. Mr. Barr then left, joined after some time by your brother.
The reason for delay?
Maintains he lost his temper with the old woman, shoved her to the ground, went back to apologise, help her to her feet.
So typical of Benjamin trying to repair matters after the event.
The disparity is that, rather than assist her, a witness saw your brother put his hands around the woman's throat.
Benjamin is boastful, inconsiderate, hot-tempered and selfish, but not a murderer.
Many a murder occurs in a fit of temper.
No, please. An accident of birth left him with a crippled leg. His compensation has been to...
Win at all costs?
I know him to the core. He is not a killer.
The weight of evidence indicates otherwise, Miss Drummond.
Please. It would break my mother's heart. And mine. My brother is innocent, I know it. Help me, Inspector. I put my trust in you.
What does that mean?
You let me go. I saw it in your eyes. You are a good person.
I'm just a thief-taker.
Searched his room, sir. Found nothing. Thank you again, ma'am, for letting us poke about.
My brother has nothing to hide.
I'm sure I hope that's true.
What were you seeking out? Another body?
No, ma'am. Biblical artefacts.
Taken from the dead woman. Perhaps a trophy.
You'll find them and you'll find the murderer.
Perhaps. Goodbye, Miss Drummond.
Inspector, do not forget your promise.
What promise is that?
The one you made. Goodbye.
Is everything ready? I believe so. Are you set for aim, Angus? He used to be a poacher, mistress. He will not gang a gley. Small shot spreads wide in any case.
Oh, black as the devil's heart out there.
What was that?
Could be a fox.
Oh, my poor peacocks.
That's not a predator. That's an idiot.
Get ready, Angus. Girls, at my signal, every light in the house on in a trice. Wheesht. 1, 2, 3.
There they go, heedless chickens.
Wait till they climb the back wall, Angus, and aim for their backsides.
They're well presented now.
Fire and be damned.
Cold day in hell afore they come back.
Picking pellets out the rear ends for weeks. Well done, Angus. I must confess, Hannah Semple, you are my good right hand, but you've excelled yourself with that idea.
And I must confess, mistress, it wasn't my notion, it was McLevy's.
What? If I'd known that.
Exactly. That's what he said.
Oh, that bugger of a man.
You're not saying much, sir.
What do you think to Jessica Drummond?
Stands her ground.
Sounds like a cow in a field.
I noted she kept looking at you.
Wants me to prove her brother innocent.
And you kept looking at her.
That's my job. Scrutiny.
And my conclusion was a certain resonance.
You're too deep, Mulholland. Away and get me a hooker of whiskey.
That's me gone, sir.
Resonance.
Well, Inspector, how is the investigation?
Proceeding.
Do you press charges?
Not my decision. I present evidence.
We'll make sure it's the whole truth. I saw you from the other bar.
And I saw you, with the riffraff.
Better than educated thugs.
You seem to resent these students.
I was my own teacher. No filthy lucre, no help given. Everything I am, I owe to my good self.
That's nice.
One day, I will write a book about my life. I have a diary at home where I note all that happens, good, bad, evil, and worse.
I keep a wee notation as well.
What does it hold, eh? How many arrests you made that day?
Here you are, sir. Best quality.
I'll give you until tomorrow, McLevy. And if I hear nothing, I shall go to press next day with all guns blazing.
You said you had no help given. What about your poor old mother?
Too busy with God. Good night.
Benjamin, are you asleep?
Not really.
The inspector didn't lie about the fleas.
Sweet blood. They don't bother me.
What are you thinking?
Tomorrow, I may be charged with murder.
Your mother's lawyer said even if... there's every chance of acquittal.
He's paid to say that.
This witness, how could it happen?
An old man. Perhaps he was drunk. Heavy rain. He saw me lay hold of the woman.
What?
I pulled her up. I was still angry, you see. She had called me deformed.
And after that?
I let her go.
Did she fall backwards?
I don't know. I just turned around and left. Perhaps I did kill her.
Jessica Drummond's face swims before me like a jellyfish, and produces the same feeling of inner disquiet when such an object is encountered. Ach, why am I talking about jellyfish? Her face is very beautiful to my eyes, and when her gaze met mine just before I departed, one of my knees, the left I believe, began to knock against the right. Bad sign when your limbs are clattering. To the case, McLevy. Benjamin Drummond. I fear the evidence against him is strong. He will go to trial. Carnegie tonight, in the tavern, gloating inside, a malicious secret glee. Ach, I cannot find my way in all this, my judgment clouded. I've been reading Edgar Allan Poe, The Telltale Heart, a murderer betrayed by his guilty imagination when he believes he hears the heart of his victim beating under the floorboards. The past come back to haunt him. But that's only a story. Fiction. This is the real world.
I, Agnes Carnegie, write this in sound mind and with the blessing of God. I have left this sealed letter with my lawyer, Mr. Perceval, amongst my effects, to be delivered into the hands of the police in the form of Inspector James McLevy, should foul play put an end to my life. I place my trust in the inspector because he arrested the brigand who stole the poor box of our church and is therefore chosen in the eyes of the Lord. As regards the aforesaid foul play, in the event of this happening, I offer the following person to be suspected and put under the duress of investigation. The issue of my own loins, Douglas Carnegie. It is a terrible thing to accuse my own son, but the voice of God has warned me that this might happen.
The voice of God has warned me that this might happen. I know that he wants my money for himself. I feel he watches me everywhere, and have taken to the locking of every possible door. I have recently changed my will and intend to leave all my estate to the church in any case. Hell mend him. I shall look down from heaven and see him in the flames, burning eternally. This, in God's name, Agnes Carnegie.
I would be glad to get Carnegie off my back, but the woman sounds like a religious maniac.
Yet she cannot be entirely discounted.
But it may all be complete fiction.
Fiction may become fact.
And that wee dry stick of a lawyer said that Mrs. Carnegie had laid heavy duty upon him to convey this letter in the event of her death.
To me. And I feel it must be acted upon.
In what way? Show this to Carnegie. He'll laugh in your face.
Not when he finds out about the change of will.
That would be worth witnessing, but it proves nothing.
That is true. However, there are other avenues of investigation.
I'm just a poor old man.
You're nothing of the sort. I had a word with my street contacts about you, Mr. Bogue. You make your living by peddling to the papers.
Gossip, hearsay, calumnies of all kinds.
A scandalmonger.
A paid informer.
These are harsh words.
And a big buyer of the scurrilous dross you sell is none other than Douglas Carnegie. Is that not so?
Now and again.
You didn't mention.
Oh, forgot.
Forgot what?
That I knew him.
That's quite forgetful.
How much did he pay?
What?
For the false charge, how much?
Mr. Bogue, you will yourself be under a charge. That of perjury.
Tell the truth. We'll go easy on
He
you.
didn't pay me a damn penny.
Oh, dear, that's terrible. Tell me a wee thing more.
I fear this would all come to badness. Carnegie knew that I had passed word on Mungo Donaghy.
Ah, a handy man with a knife, Donaghy.
Tobacco stolen off a ship. A peach on him.
Not to us.
Of course not. To the thieves he stole it from.
Keep it in the family.
Cut my throat if you ever found out, Mungo.
Carnegie held it over you to bear false witness on his behalf.
I know exactly false. He was certain sure this boy had done it.
So he laid out all the details, described Benjamin Drummond to you.
Aye.
Why would he do all that?
Vengeance. His poor mother was dead. Every man loves his mother.
Ah, you've done well, Andrew. Honesty is indeed the best policy.
Now, answer us one more question.
When Carnegie saw his mother in the cold room, was she covered over?
Naturally.
So he could not have seen the marks on her neck.
He didn't go near her, identified at distance.
How, then, could he tell Bogue that particular detail? It's never been released.
A man lay his hands upon her, round the neck. The old fellow's very words.
Another thing from my sources. Douglas Carnegie is deep in debt, owes bills in all taverns.
He'd hoped to inherit the mother's money.
A vain hope, I'm glad to say.
We questioned the two boys again, asked if they saw anyone that night. Alexander Barr remembers glimpsing a man by the harbour.
Thin, tall, grey hair.
A description that matches Carnegie.
It is all circumstantial, Inspector. All Carnegie has to do is deny having spoken to Bogue, and we will all be thrown out of court.
I may have one more card to play.
From the bottom of the deck, judging by the look in your eye. Just away and find me proof of guilt, McLevy. Material proof in my hands. And one other matter. My top hat was badly damaged in that fracas. Who's going to pay for its reparation?
Clever plan, James.
For what you say, it would seem the students got a dose of their own medicine. Have you ever been in love, Jean?
What put that into your head?
Just answer the question.
Once or twice.
What was it like?
Terrible.
That's what I thought.
Why are you asking?
No reason.
You've a funny look in your eye.
I have a favour to ask.
Such as?
Wee Johnny Murphy. I need his services.
You put his sister in jail for shoplifting.
Red-handed. A bridal gown, no less.
She was near to get married. Johnny will do you no service.
He will, if Jean Brash requests it.
Why should I?
It's not long ago that I danced in front of someone about to put a bullet through you.
It comes to mind.
Saved your life. You owe me this favour.
You have your coffee.
Is that how you measure out your existence?
I promise nothing. I'll let you know.
I shall await your word. Thank you for the beverage.
You have some deep intrigue on hand.
In a good cause.
Oh, James? You shaved close this morning.
What?
Usually by this time of day your chin has a blue tinge.
That's nice.
I observe you have a clean collar and a new tie, purple in colour.
I found it in a drawer.
You have all the symptoms of a bro gallant. Is it for my benefit?
It's not for anybody's benefit.
That's sad.
I just found it in a drawer.
Oh, James, you asked about love. It's the very devil.
Wee Johnny Murphy. I shall await your word.
Inspector, have you brought news?
I have indeed.
Do you bring charge?
I do.
Splendid! Though I have wasted my time and effort, this was to be my article in tomorrow's paper. A sober enough headline. Police once more fail in duty.
We wouldn't want to do that, sir.
Douglas Carnegie, I arrest you for the murder of your mother, Agnes. You may accompany us to the station where formal charge will be laid.
What are you saying, man?
You heard. Get your coat and hat.
There is a small matter of proof.
Do you recognise this?
It's a work of fiction.
A Bible, sir. Inside the leaf, a name written.
The Reverend James Gibbon.
And a broken piece of binding. In your mother's possession the night she died. Neither found upon the body.
Both found in your lodgings, sir.
Along with your diary. Read it, Mulholland.
This is the entry dated 15th February in the year of...
Just read the damn thing.
I waited till the cripple dragged himself off and then walked towards her. Her face was full of fear. I put my hands round the throat and squeezed. She whispered for the Lord, but as I knew well, he does not exist. She fell back into the cold water. I opened her bag, and the first thing I saw was her precious holy book. It seemed appropriate that I should take possession. I shut the bag and threw it after her. Good riddance.
Not the testimony of a loving son, eh?
Where did you find all this?
There was a burglary at your lodgings. A botched job. Noise enough to waken the dead. By pure coincidence, we were passing by on the saunter when your landlady emerged howling theft and invasion.
Like the good policemen we are, sir, we entered the premises and investigated.
Your desk was broken into, the lock burst open, and the contents strewn all over. In the course of having a wee tidy up, we came upon the aforesaid artefacts.
You've engineered the whole thing.
Pure coincidence. Get your coat and hat.
Go to hell! Ow!
It amazes me, Mulholland, the speed you have with that hornbeam stick.
I take no credit. A natural gift. Our thanks to wee Johnny Murphy, eh?
He must have broken his heart to make such a mess. The man's a craftsman.
All grist to the mill, sir. Grist to the mill.
God curse on you, McLevy!
Thought you to be an unbeliever. Well, you'll find out soon enough. At the end of the hangman's rope.
Benjamin, I believe you have something to say to the inspector?
I have to thank you, sir.
Next time you may not be so lucky.
There won't be a next time.
Glad to hear it.
So, Carnegie followed his mother that night with murder on his mind and then saw his perfect opportunity.
Kill her and shift the blame onto an idiot.
My forensic training tells me that you have analysed the facts correctly, sir.
Mother waits next door, Benjamin. Tea, biscuits and some bitter reprimands.
I shall swallow them all. Thank you once more, Inspector. Goodbye.
Not so fast, Mr. Drummond. The cleaning and reparation of a top hat.
I missed it by a mile.
Please arrange for the bill to be sent. It will be settled at once, sir.
You can pay it at the station.
A pleasure.
Till we meet again, Inspector.
In professional capacity.
I look forward to that.
Jessica, shall I pave the way with your mother, so to speak?
No, wait till I arrive.
Of course. Thank you once more, sir.
He's awfully polite, Mr. Barr.
It runs in the family.
What was it he had to pave the way for?
Alexander has asked me to marry him and I have accepted.
That's nice.
He will make a good husband. And father?
You're thinking ahead then?
Of course. I am a woman.
I remember you told me that.
I took the liberty of assembling a small token of my gratitude. If you would be so kind as to extend your hand and close your eyes.
Is it a dead toad?
No. Now do as you are told. There. Your hand over it. So. You're a strange man, James McLevy. I will not forget you.
When I opened my eyes, she was gone. In my hand, a small locket, within her likeness in photograph. A written note as well, fragrant, undying gratitude, that sort of thing. I've put them both in a wee cupboard where I keep the various artefacts from the crimes I've solved, strangler's gloves, that sort of thing. Student revels all ended now. Scarlet runners still picking small shot out of their behinds, and the blue devils lie low. The streets are quiet. Douglas Carnegie sits in his cell contemplating the flames of hell, or just a big black space. Jean Brash knew something of what I was suffering. I could see it in her eyes. And I felt guilt that she could see it. When Jessica Drummond talked of marriage, it was as if a dagger twisted in my heart. And then the spell was gone, lifted. It's only right that she should marry someone of her own age and standing. What could she do with a man like me, up to his neck in dead bodies? Only right. I hope I sleep tonight. I'll make a nice change. Tomorrow I shall repair to the Old Ship Tavern and breakfast on drappit eggs poached in the gravy from the liver of a fowl. Seems appropriate somehow. I am James McLevy, Inspector of Police. The spell has lifted. May it never come back. I will return to what I have always been. A thief-taker.
You wonder why folk come and go.
Right enough.
I've never left Edinburgh.
Never felt the need.
Some folk though, Jenny. All over the world. Camels and ships. God knows what.
I wouldn't trust to see. Oh my God, what was that? Big rat across the platform down there.
Oh, I can't see such distance. Anyhow, the place is rampant with the beasts.
Don't encourage them.
All these years you're still kicking up a fuss. If it doesn't have a ticket, Mr. Pettigrew will see it far enough. That's funny.
What's funny?
Never mind. Oh, hey, there's one near your skirts.
Oh, my good Redeemer.
Oh, come on, Jenny. God'll guard you.
It's all right for you, Margaret Reed. Nerves of iron.
That's me, certain sure.
These midnight trains, dirty as the devil.
Wasn't it for the dirt we'd know how you're living?
And the things you find shameful.
You mind that big suitcase?
Aye, you opened it.
The noise. I thought there was a child inside.
Nothing of the sort. A big snake.
Oh. Right, come on. All aboard. Start the last carriage and work your fingers to the bone.
Oh, smells like a whiskey dive.
Oh, look. Aye, there's always one, eh?
A disgrace to mankind.
Just inebriated. Right, excuse me, sir. Aye, this is
Oh, Margaret, what have you done?
just a shove.
His neck's livid, see the mark?
I see well enough. Mr. Pettigrew, I think we have a dead body in Waverley Station.
That's against regulations. Don't move a muscle.
It's going to be a long night, Jenny.
You think they'll pay us extra?
Love assumes many guises, lest we see it coming and run for our lives. Not long ago, in conduct most inappropriate for a police officer, I looked into a young woman's eyes and felt a stab in the guts, as if I'd been attacked from the sly. It is the very devil. Jean Brash told me this, and she should know. She keeps the best body house in Edinburgh. What things are perpetrated in love's name? Murder, betrayal, vengeance, and that's only the start, all because of that wee bugger with the bow and arrow. I have a measure of agreement with Edgar Allan Poe on the subject. He sees passion as a disease that brings the house crashing about your ears, a power that squashes your heart like a blood sausage. The feeling has passed, though the wound might still be tender. Yet no one saw my trembling save Jean, and that, I hope, only a small portion from the corner of her eye. I am restored now. I shall go to work on the streets of Leith in the early morning shift and announce myself to all and sundry as James McLevy, Inspector of Crime, at your service. I will stick to what I do best, and observe this motto as if it were branded upon my forehead. Love is a menace.
As you can see, the man's receipts have his dwelling place in Leith.
MacDonald Street. A lodging house, probably.
Well, nevertheless, I thought to inform your police station.
You did fine, Mr. Pettigrew. Were I open for murder?
The man's name would seem to be Count Borromeo. Italian, I'd wager.
No getting past you, Mulholland. Can I see the body, please?
It's in the next compartment on. The station master had the carriage moved to the sidings, but it's already played havoc with the timetable.
The timetable, eh?
Havoc. Here you are. I covered it over with a sheet.
No one likes looking at a corpse, sir.
Save the constable and I. Abra... cadabra.
A whiskey man, I'd say.
No argument. And a handsome brute. Save this wee blemish upon the neck.
A straight line. Wire of some kind?
Wire would cut deep.
Not with cloth wrapped round. A garrote. Very Mediterranean.
Or a length of cord, strip of leather. We'll know more when we get him on the cold slab at the station.
His removal would be a relief.
The timetable, eh? Where did he get on the train?
I'm not exactly sure.
You must be. You're the guard. You have a whistle.
It was a press of people. The midnight train is surprisingly popular. A low class of passenger often, but...
Where did he get on?
Newcastle, I'm almost certain.
Did he have luggage?
I could not swear, but I think not.
Anything else? Anything else strike your fancy, catch your eye?
There was one person caught my attention, but I'm not sure I should point the finger.
Every little helps, sir.
A giant of a fellow, with red hair, seated in the same compartment.
Mr. Pettigrew was most exact.
A railway man. You know the type, Lieutenant.
I do not generalise, McLevy.
A person of such large description also shoved past the ticket collector.
And we found the dead man's empty wallet thrown upon the railway track.
I'm not sure this is even our case. What about the railway police?
Couldn't find a goods wagon if it ran over their feet.
Only too pleased for us to take charge.
And he lives in MacDonald Street, sir. Our parish.
Who found the body?
The cleaners, two old biddies, Margaret Reed and Jenny Riddle.
We spoke to them, nothing to add.
But by God could they talk.
Not unusual for the species.
Mulholland, away over to the desk and arrange a body collection from Waverley Station.
That's me gone, sir.
Something wrong, Lieutenant Brooks?
No, not at all, no. A domestic matter, but for some reason it weighs upon my mind.
Yours to command, sir.
It's a trifling matter, James, but my wife has joined one of these reading societies, all the fashion, peruse and discuss.
Reading? Books, you mean? Edgar Allan Poe, The Murders in the Rue Morgue and such like?
Not quite. Female exponents, the Brontes.
Aha. What are their stories like?
Long, and to my mind somewhat morbid, but that is not the problem.
What is the problem?
Mrs. Roach has asked me to join the group. I would be the only man.
Oh, dear. I'm putting recollection of Dionysus with a back eye, torn to wee bits.
That had crossed my mind.
I would stick to golf.
You may be right.
Cadaver en route, sir.
Well, Lieutenant, shall we take up the case?
Proceed on two fronts. Find this red-haired giant and also determine everything you can as regards the corpse. The more you discover about a dead body, the more reasons emerge for his attaining that condition.
Your servant aye, Lieutenant Roach, your servant aye.
What were you and the lieutenant on about?
None of your business. Find anything?
Yeah, nothing in the drawers.
His clothes are all London labels. Exclusive. The man was a spender.
According to the maid, only here a month. But there's not a shred of document to tell us one thing more.
Save for the rent receipts on the body that brought us to this address.
A man of mystery.
Uh-huh. So what was he doing here, Mulholland?
And what was he doing in Newcastle?
Roberto, are you decently Who are you?
I'm a policeman.
And I another.
Where is Count Borromeo?
I'm afraid he's dead, ma'am.
That's not possible. We were to be engaged.
That would be difficult now.
And I've only just left Black behind.
How is that, ma'am?
I was widowed not 2 years ago.
Very upsetting.
Then I met Roberto and it was like a breath of spring. Oh, how did he die?
That is what we're trying to ascertain. Are you the housekeeper by any chance?
Housekeeper? I am Sengam Murdison, the owner of this establishment, and I would ask you to address me in a manner befitting.
Perhaps it might be better, ma'am, if you were to compose yourself a little. And then, after we have finished here, we may...
Converse about Roberto.
Yes, of course. Oh, I feel faint.
Oh, allow me, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So much. My rooms are close at hand.
That's convenient. Take your time, Mulholland. There's no precipitation.
Thank you, sir.
What did he call you? Your name?
Mulholland, ma'am. Constable Mulholland.
Charlie is my darling, my darling, my darling. Charlie is my darling. The young Chevalier.
The poor woman had tears in her eyes.
Cried for herself.
If I didn't know you better, sir, I might be driven to the conclusion that you have no knowledge of the pain and suffering love brings to the fragile heart.
What do you mean? Know me better.
That's my business. Now, if it's not too much to inquire, how do you propose we continue this investigation?
We'll poke about here for a bit more, though I'm not hopeful. Talk to the widow woman, who's already fluttering her tear-filled eyelashes in your direction.
I merely offered a steadying arm.
Which caused her knees to knot together. Anyway, after that no doubt illuminating discussion, we shall turn our attention to the other front.
The giant, with red hair.
Precisely.
You know of him?
As you do yourself. He sits on high, the horses before him.
You're not thinking...
I am indeed.
Jean Brash will have you hanging on the washing line.
We shall observe from distance. And, as I remarked previous, Mr. Pettigrew is a very exact man.
A trusted employee of the North British Line staring through the gates of a bawdy house.
The Just Land by name, sir.
A bawdy house.
Regardless, keep your eyes peeled.
All I can see is peacocks.
Ornamental, like so much in life.
This is a long reach, sir.
Not so far. I met Jean Brash in her carriage bowling along Great Junction Street some days past. I remarked she had a new coachman on top. She told me her usual man, Angus, was on a wee holiday, Jedburgh, by the borders, and he'd be back soon.
Some people are emerging.
Just keep on the qui-vive. At this time of day, it is Jean Brash's custom to take coffee in the garden, served via her right-hand woman, Hannah Semple, and often accompanied by...
The very same.
Angus Dalrymple, the coachman, who sits on high and drives the cuddies.
It is the man from the last carriage. I am not mistaken.
Sometimes, sir, you amaze me.
Only sometimes. Very well, Mr. Pettigrew. Let us enter the gates, tiptoe through the peacocks, and grant you closer scrutiny at this gathering of sinners.
I am so sorry to disturb you at your work, Mr. Roach, or should it be Lieutenant?
Lieutenant is preferable.
Oh, you men love your uniforms.
Indeed.
I spoke with Mrs. Roach and she said you wouldn't mind.
Did she now?
And I believe you may be joining our reading society. How splendid.
Mistress Murdison, I am somewhat beleaguered with responsibility within this station. If I might perhaps lead you to the point. What do you want from me?
You've heard of my sad loss?
No.
The gentleman found dead upon the train, Count Borromeo. He lodged with me.
Oh, of course, MacDonald Street. Yes.
And we were to be engaged.
Engaged? But I thought my wife told me that you were to be engaged to a ship's captain, Sutter or something.
Captain Sutter.
Ah.
A sad mistake. Never trust a sailor.
I don't trust a living soul. But having no wish to pry into your personal grief, may I content myself with the repeated query, what do you want from me?
Your Inspector McLevy is a very rude man.
You wish to lay official complaint?
Oh, no, that's beneath. The matter concerns more with your constable.
Mulholland, what has he done?
Oh, nothing. The soul of discretion, but I was asked if I had any information to offer as regards Count Borromeo, and in my state of anguish answered no, nothing. However, I have something now remembered, and I would like to confide it to the constable.
Could you not confide it to me?
He asked the question. I feel duty-bound.
I see. Well, you may rest assured, mistress, that I shall inform the constable. I am, after all, a mere messenger here, and before long I am sure he will be knocking at your door. Now, if you don't mind, I have much to do, little time to do it.
Don't forget to tell the constable.
Rest assured.
And Wuthering Heights.
What?
The book we're all reading, a tragic love story. Good afternoon, Mr. Roach.
Goodbye, Mistress Murdison.
Aye, I was on the train. I don't deny it one bit. Get on it, Jedburgh. Fine ale in the station tavern. I can recommend such.
Which carriage?
Oh, don't remember. I had drink taken. Slept all the way. I woke up at Waverley.
You rushed through the ticket barrier.
Well, I was bursting to relieve myself. I got there just in time. A matter of honour.
Spare us the details, Angus.
Did you find yourself in the last carriage?
I told you, I don't remember.
Even if he did, what does that prove?
Proximity to a murder, Mistress Brash.
I saw no dead body.
Calm yourself. You have only the word of that wee railwayman to place Angus on the scene, and proof of nothing else.
Lucidity personified, Jean, I bow before you.
And I have nothing to hide.
In that case, you will oblige me by turning out your pockets.
Eh?
You heard me.
Go ahead, Angus. You have nothing to hide.
Aye, that's so. Well, here you are now. Bit of string, sugar for a horses, my own handkerchief, a plug of tobacco, and some paltry coin. A poor man before you.
What about the inside pocket?
Eh?
In your jacket. It hangs heavy.
Oh. Aye, my wallet, but here, see. Nothing in it but paper.
I'll just mark sicker, shall I?
Give me it back!
Let him pokle about to his heart's content. Sooner this is done, the sooner I can have my coffee in peace.
Oh, I don't suppose there's any chance.
No, there is not.
In that case, I'll go about my business. Ah, you're right enough. Nothing but paper.
I told you so.
But wait now. There's a wee hidey-hole here, and abracadabra.
Currency of the realm.
Notes to the value of £20. That's a deal of money, Angus.
I won it at the races.
What is the point to all this?
The murdered man was robbed.
I won it!
What were you doing in Jedburgh?
I have friends there.
You don't have any friends, you're an Aberdonian.
This is ridiculous, James McLevy. You've not a damn bit of proof, and you know it.
Not yet. Not yet. There's your ill-gotten gains. But I have you in my sights, my manny. Wherever you go, I'll be watching. No escape.
Another wee cup of tea, Mr. Pettigrew.
No, thank you.
It was nice of the inspector to spare you the rigour of his interrogation.
I had no wish to be there at all.
Of course, Angus looks huge and frightening, and he could probably snap your neck with his fingers. But underneath, he's gentle as a kitten. Do you like kittens, Mr. Pettigrew?
My daughter is fond of them.
She has a soft heart, eh?
Yes, like her poor dead mother.
Mr. Semple, if I may be so bold, are you in reality a...
I'm past it now. And I have a husband, Donald. Never at home, terrible man for cards and dice, but he'll be back within the week. I look forward to that.
I'm pleased to hear so. And is this place in truth I mean, the kitchen looks like any other.
No, it's a body house, sure enough. I look after all the girls, and a right handful they can be at times. I could tell you stories to make your hair stand on end.
If I had any.
Was that a joke, Mr. Pettigrew?
An observation, Mr. Semple.
Time to go, sir.
Has the man been arrested?
Early days, Mr. Pettigrew. Come along now, I'll walk you down the hill.
What about the inspector?
He's been delayed.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Constable, and thank you, Mistress, for the hospitality.
Welcome any time.
I think not.
Oh, you'd be surprised the standard of clientele.
Come away, sir.
Gladly, Constable, gladly. I need the refuge and sanctuary of my timetable. Minutes and hours, journey and return. That's my life, that's where I belong.
I'm pleased you changed your mind about the coffee.
You don't deserve it.
Because I have your coachman under deep suspicion.
You just need to see Angus with the horses to know how gentle he is.
Uh-huh. I arrested a man once for the murder of 3 sad and lonely women. It took me 2 whole years to track him down, a vicious and unprincipled killer. He had a small mongrel of a dog he doted upon. All that concerned him upon apprehension was who was going to look after the dog.
I know what you're about, James McLevy. Angus is a simple soul. You plant doubt in his mind, poison the imagination, and wait for him to make a foolish move.
If innocent, he has nothing to fear.
Leave him alone, I warn you.
Oh, fine aroma. The mysterious East.
Not long ago, you asked me if I had ever been in love.
Aye, and you said many times.
I said once or twice. Why did you ask that question?
I read about it in a book.
Who was she?
What?
The object of your attention.
Young. Beyond my station. Eyes dark and deep. Not beautiful, but beauty enough. The heroine in the book.
I don't believe you.
Suit yourself. Thank you. For the coffee.
Stay away from my coachman.
I'll do my job.
I'm telling you.
You tell me nothing.
Love is not in books, James McLevy. It is in the breath, the heart. But what would you know of such a thing?
Exactly. I'm beyond redemption. A lost cause. I bid you good day.
And I bid you the same. Don't slam the gate when you depart the grounds.
I am impressed by your alacrity, Constable.
Lieutenant's orders. I got back and he said I had to get back out. I have to get back in as well.
Can I not tempt you then?
What?
Sugar biscuits. I could lie and say I made them myself, but I bought them at the confectionery.
I don't have a sweet tooth.
I do, down to the marrow. You don't know what you're missing.
Is that a canary?
For company. I have named him Archibald after my first husband.
How many have you had then?
Canaries?
Husbands?
Oh, only the one, so far. I had high hopes for Count Borromeo, but are you sure about the biscuits?
I'll stand firm.
A good quality.
Mistress Murdison, you said to the lieutenant you had remembered something.
It is an intimate matter.
Intimate?
Count Borromeo was not without his blemishes.
Such as?
I myself enjoyed the smallest sip of sherry, but the Count was a whisky man, and it altered him.
In what way?
He became prone to rough usage.
Rough usage?
Exactly. Oh, Archibald, I have forgotten to feed you. What a dreadful person I am, to be sure. Now, there you are. Men have their appetites.
Could you elaborate on the usage, please?
We shall draw a veil over the more unprepossessing aspects, but one instance has come into my mind.
Oh, bring it forth, ma'am.
As I related to you and the inspector, the Count would never discuss his past life with me, even though I pressed him. He would always say to me, "We have the present, Senga, my amore. Who needs the past?" He could be so romantic.
When he wasn't being rough and ready.
Yes. But I was filled with the most intense curiosity, and one day I peeked into his room and caught him unawares.
And?
He had a small black leather case open before him, and he was perusing the contents. When he saw me, he flew into a rage and almost threw me out of the room in my own home. It was disconcerting.
There's been no sign of such a case, either on the train or when we searched the room.
And I have looked again this morning.
I shall inform my inspector. I thank you for this, Mistress Murchison, and regret any vicissitudes you may have suffered.
Oh, thank you for your solicitude, Constable. I am sure you would never be guilty of such an unbecoming mode of conduct.
Only towards the criminal fraternity, ma'am.
You're fair cutting back that bush.
It's too big for its britches.
You put me in mind of Samson and Delilah.
Do I now? There. Now the other side.
The inspector's put you in a fine mood.
He can go to hell.
What do you think to Angus?
What do you mean?
You believe him?
He's hiding something.
Well, there's no use asking direct. He'll just get that glaikit look in his face.
Said he won that money gambling.
Angus doesn't gamble.
Exactly.
You don't suspect him guilty.
It's not what I suspect. It's McLevy. And he'll be waiting for Angus to make a stupid move, which he will surely oblige.
Aye, he's a dunderhead right enough. We'll keep an eye on him.
I'm not his mother. Are the girls ready for the evening charge?
As far as I know.
Cattle fair at Marketplace. The farmers' pockets will be bulging.
We'll do our best to relieve them.
Let's hope that'll be good enough.
My God, I've never known two get across each other as you and McLevy. You're like...
Yes?
Twa wasps fighting over a dead fly. Shall I help you clear up the mess you've made, Mistress Brash?
Indeed you may, Mr. Semple, as long as such a menial task is not below you.
I don't mind getting my hands dirty.
Neither do I, Hannah. Neither do I.
Well, I've moved the bed aside, but floorboards are untouched. No hiding place.
Roll up the carpets, then.
Can you not help?
No. I'm looking for secret drawers and subtle places to plank a leather case.
My back is breaking.
You'll survive. No. Nothing here. Now, let's try once more the wardrobe.
Carpet's full of dust.
Number your blessings. At least the widow woman was out and the maid could let us in. Your virtue is safe for the moment.
She's not that bad.
Yeah, you've changed your tune.
I never had a tune. But just because a woman has a flighty mentality doesn't mean she can't suffer in the heart.
Is that a fact?
I think Senga Murchison had a painful time with Count Borromeo.
Well, maybe she enjoyed it. So, is romance creeping up on it?
I'll do the other carpets.
You will not. Give me a second. Observe the wooden bottom of the wardrobe.
Can hardly... Get your big head out the way.
Oh, that's nice.
By the far side, the wood looks scraped.
As if the bottom might have been prized up. I've been trying with my nails. You have a better reach.
A knife blade. I'll just try... Wait now. Up she comes.
Well, well. At times I astound myself.
What have we here?
A black leather case. Abracadabra.
You think we should open it?
Give it over. Oh, it's locked. No key. Allow me your knife.
That's against the law, sir.
We are the law. I don't have much time.
A whole night before us.
Not at all. I have a wee instinct that this very evening a certain bird might fly the coop.
What?
Aha! Oh! Now, what have we here?
Papers. Nothing but papers.
Aye, but deep within, buried treasure, Constable. buried treasure.
Mistress, there's commotion in the garden.
Are the farmers getting frisky?
No, they're well dug in. Your peacocks are howling blue murder.
If they're harmed in any way...
A tragedy right enough. Oh, black as the devil up there.
Should we not call for Angus?
I don't know his whereabouts, and I have my razor to hand.
Wait. I'll take the lantern. We're in dark enough as it is. Are you ready?
Ready and willing.
Come on then. Who's out there?
I am.
James McLevy, what are you doing in my garden?
Sitting on your coachman while Mulholland puts the cuffs on.
He won't come quietly, Mistress Brash.
No wonder with that weight on him.
I had a notion that Angus here might try to escape this night, so I took a wee detour. And I got lucky.
I'll give you lucky.
Yeah, that's him all manacled up, sir.
There he was, on his way, bag in hand, like a thief in the night.
Angus Dalrymple, what have you to say for yourself?
Well, I was feared to tell you, mistress.
Tell me what?
I was feared.
That makes a lot of sense.
I shall take this man to the station, Jean Brash, and find out the truth.
You do that, McLevy. And one thing more. If I find you or that lanky Irish specimen...
I'm only a constable.
You're implicated.
...in my grounds again without permission, I shall find a gun of small shot and let fire at the both of you.
Be careful, Jean. Such an implement has a terrible kick.
I'll brace myself.
Come on, you. Oh.
He works all hours, that man.
One thing in that stupid big bugger's favour.
Angus?
Much as I twist and turn him, McLevy has an abiding interest in justice. He will not bend the law for easy conviction.
And what if he finds guilt proven?
Then our coachman pays the penalty. I asked Angus once more where he got that money, and he maintained the racecourse story a lie.
I know he's running out in his bag in hand.
Come on, Hannah. Back to the grind.
The man was no more Italian than Leaps and Tatties. Fergal Dumfries was his real name.
Irish, Lieutenant. A Kerry man.
Is that so?
Inside that case are all his documents and newspaper clippings. They delineate a record of crime as long as his tongue.
Delineate?
Bigamy, sir, and seduction.
Specialised in rich widows and susceptible young women in service.
Some of the letters would break your heart.
Would they indeed?
His last port of call was Newcastle, an older woman, swindled out of the last drops of her dead husband's hard-earned cash.
He squeezed her dry.
One step ahead of the Newcastle police.
The last drops, sir.
And so, returning with his ill-gotten plunder, he met his fate on the midnight train.
Angus Dalrymple tried to escape last night. And we have him in the cells, yet so far...
All he will admit to is being in the carriage with the man.
We wrung that out of him.
No more. He says the fellow was drunk, boasting of a coming marriage.
But when Angus left, Borromeo was alive and snoring, fit to burst, he says.
This Borromeo, Dunphy, whatever, has kept the most meticulous account of his depredations.
Like a miser over his gold, sir.
Newspapers, Birmingham, Manchester, 2 mysterious deaths, women of a certain age.
Convenient deaths, no doubt. Your lusty widow had a narrow escape.
She's not my lusty widow.
Not yet. Go now, Constable, and search me out that address I need. You can have your delight later.
There's no delight in prospect.
That wasn't the impression I received from Mistress Murderson.
Go on now. Work before pleasure.
The chance would be a fine thing.
Work, James. What work do you have in mind?
I am not yet satisfied Dalrymple is our killer.
Dear me, listen to this. I will have to leave service because of my condition. Please honour the pledge made to me, I beg of you. I could not bear the shame should my father find out what I have done. Yours in desperation and love, Christina P.
I read that one as well.
It's a sad tale, such as you might find in a novel.
As regards such, sir, have you made up your mind yet about perusal and discussion?
Ah, yes, I have. I am not joining the reading society. I've told my wife she's not best pleased. Why?
What?
Why are you not satisfied as to Dalrymple's guilt?
The murder method. A cord or wire across the neck, that would not have been his way. He could have broken the man's neck with his bare hands.
Perhaps he did so to throw you off the scent.
That would take intelligence.
So, where do we go from here, James?
Back to the beginning, sir. All the way. Back to the beginning.
Very nice, Inspector.
Sugar biscuits, Mulholland's choice.
You have a sweet tooth, Constable?
No, but I have witnessed the pleasure such confections bring.
You sure about the tea, Inspector?
I'm more of a coffee hand.
No, we don't do coffee.
It's too foreign.
It's a very nice room you have here, ladies.
I've shared it these 15 years.
Thick and thin.
The night of the murder. If you might relate events from the very beginning.
But we've already told.
Tell me again.
The Inspector likes a story.
Everything that happened. Every single little thing.
Well, they're your biscuits. The midnight train's either last, so we wait. It arrives, folk get out, we pick up our mops, the wipes, brushes, and wend our way to the joyful place of our employment.
Aye, why here we gab?
About what? What do you talk about?
Oh dear. Rodents. It was rodents.
Aye, right enough, Jenny. Rodents for sure.
Tell me every little thing.
Oh my God, what was that, eh? Big rat across the platform down there.
Oh, I can't see such distance. Anyhow, the place is rampant with the beasts.
Don't encourage them.
Oh, these years you're still kicking up a fuss. If it doesn't have a ticket, Mr. Pettigrew will see it far enough. That's funny.
What's funny?
Never mind.
Never mind what?
What was funny, ma'am?
Aye, you never did say.
Aye, true enough. Do you know, I'd forgotten that.
Well, time to remember.
It was just Mr. Pettigrew. You could set your watch by him. He aye met us at the back of the train, but that night he was down by the engine, at the front. Funny that.
Ach, his mind would be elsewhere, poor man.
Poor man?
If what they say is what they say.
And what is that, ma'am?
Oh, it's gossip, just gossip. The railway's a terrible place for gossip.
But we never repeat it, do we, Margaret?
And I never listen to it.
I'm with you, sir.
So, we're all agreed on that?
Never.
It's just gossip, Inspector. It's a terrible thing, the gossip.
Indeed, Margaret. Have a sugar biscuit. Good evening, Mr. Pettigrew. How is your daughter, Christina?
She's well, considering.
Considering her condition, sir?
Yes. I've made provision for her. And the child-to-be.
That's nice. A good father.
I had been neglectful.
Provisions. They must have taken a lump out of your savings, eh?
Indeed it did.
But it would be buttressed by the money from the dead man's wallet.
I thought it appropriate.
How did you recognise him, sir?
My daughter had a photograph she treasured of them. I found it in her belongings by accident. I would not have you think me to be a nosy man.
I am. Nosy as hell. The night of the murder, you were at the wrong end of the train.
To put distance between you and the corpse.
The dead man had a letter from Christina P.
When we learned from Margaret Reed and Jenny the rumours concerning your daughter, we checked up on her place of service and found that she had left under disgrace.
All the facts together. It's cold in this station.
Midnight. The glass drops.
So, allow me to reconstruct events. Fate decrees that the man responsible for your daughter's ruin ends up on your train, drunk as a lord, boasting of impending marriage, wallet bloated in his pocket.
Wee bit fancy, but accurate enough.
And another twist. The train empties and there he is, alone, snoring like a pig.
So, you helped the seducer on his way to a deeper sleep. I will not pretend to envisage the anger and hurt which burned in your soul at the callous betrayal of your own flesh and blood, causing you to commit an act beyond anything you could ever have imagined. But I know how you did it.
Indeed?
That's a fine silver whistle you wear.
A tribute. 30 years' service.
It hangs around your neck by a strong cord.
Leather, twined fast, made by myself.
And with such, you strangled him.
It seemed appropriate. The only thing I regret was the blaming of Angus Dalrymple. It was meant to distract, but went too far.
Well, it's stopped now.
And you must accompany us to the police station, sir, to be formally charged.
You also have a timetable, that's good. I know some of these engines better than many a person. This one's named the High Endeavour, but I call it Puffing Billy.
And why is that?
Because at this time of night, near exact to the minute, the mechanism cools. But just before it shuts down, it lets loose one big blast of steam.
He went this way, I'm certain.
I believe the other.
You're wrong.
I'm right.
In the darkness. Over there. Take your stick. Watch your neck.
What about you?
I am inviolate.
Always an answer, inviolate. What kind of a word is that?
Get on with it.
It was a rat. Went straight for my ankles.
Leave that to the widow.
I'd be obliged if you didn't introduce such a subject into such a... Turn around, sir. Slow does it. Lift your eyes upwards. On the high gantry bridge, with the trains below.
I see him. On the outside girders.
I don't think he means to descend by the usual method.
Mr. Pettigrew, you'll do yourself a mischief.
That is my intention. The clean way. With my death, you prove nothing.
What about your daughter?
Provided for. I shall count to 5, blow my whistle. 5 is a good number. Calvinists have I thought it so. 1, 2, 3...
You mess up the timetable, sir.
A black mark upon your worksheet.
I am a good and faithful servant. I shall be forgiven. 4, 5...
We found him on the smokestack of a train below, neck broken.
A sad business.
You didn't let fire at me then,
What?
as previously threatened.
You proved Angus innocent.
And a few other things. I made some inquiries in Edinburgh amongst my contacts and got the results back this morning. You know a woman there, Minnie Dunlop?
A dirty type. Keeps a low body hoose.
She's trying to raise standards. Bought herself a new carriage and been driving around Edinburgh like the Queen of Sheba.
Scruff. No change in that.
We a fine big coachman all dressed up like a dish of fish.
Angus?
None other than.
I'll wring his bloody neck. So that's where he got the money.
The wages of sin.
Thanks for the news, I must say.
Ah, but he blames the messenger.
What a showing up. Everybody knows he's my coachman. No wonder he didn't want to tell me.
I went to see the daughter, Christina. A plain enough girl, broad in the beam.
That would be her predicament.
Big bones, make a good mother.
That's your criterion, is it?
I thought she'd be broken-hearted with grief, but she seemed well enough. 2 aunties with her, provided for. She gave me this. Her father's.
A whistle?
Aye. She had no use for it. Fine by me. She said the only thing her father cared for was the railways, but that wasn't true. See what he did? Out of love.
Love. That thing.
But she seemed more concerned with the baby in her womb.
As it should be. Men are just accessories.
Mistress, the menageries arrived. McLevy, what are you doing here? I thought we were going to shoot you.
She changed her mind.
I can alter back, though. Be there in a moment, Hannah.
I'll look out the gun.
What is it this time? Leopards?
2 more peacocks. Male. I admire the way they shiver their feathers to attract the females. Oh, they're good for.
Shivering accessories.
Speaking of which, where's your constable?
Having tea with a lusty widow.
He could do worse.
It's not love. More a case of pity.
That's a dangerous pastime. You think you can save someone from themselves? It never works. Never in a month of Sundays.
I felt that in some strange way I might have annoyed Jean Brash, but how could the likes of me annoy the likes of her? In any case, I bolted down the coffee and left before she came back with the birds, or a gun. Yet, While we were talking, I had a wee kick at her, and I noticed that she was looking older, as if, mysteriously, during the night, she had moved from one age to another. She was still a bonny sight, but now it was a mature beauty. Perhaps the same thing has happened to me. One never notices the passage of time save through the growth of children. Neither Jean nor I have been blessed with that natural catastrophe. When I asked Mulholland how he fared with the lusty widow, it turned out she'd invited him to join a reading society. I didn't say a word, not even to Lieutenant Roach, but I think she's wasting her time. Mulholland's more of an outdoor practitioner. She'd have been better off suggesting they went out poaching rabbits together. May yet come to that. I went to Mr. Pettigrew's funeral. His daughter was there, a picture of health in a black veil. The rest were all railwaymen. As the coffin was lowered into the grave, a train whistle sounded far in the distance. To a person, the railwaymen took up their watches and nodded their approval. The train was punctual in passing, the timetable safe for another day. I am James McLevy, Inspector of Police. I cannot arrest time, merely, as I did with Jean Brash, observe it in passing. Like love.
There he was, 6 1/2 feet, ugly as sin, up to the eyeballs in cheap rum, bottle in one hand, boat hook in the other.
And where were the other officers?
Below deck. Oh. He calls me names would bring a blush to your maidenly cheek, Jean Brash.
As bad as that, eh?
His intention was to sink the hook into the top of my skull, wrench it off and throw both hook and head into the boiling ocean.
Boiling, was it?
Foul winds and high water. The rum bottle was still half full. So I suggested to the enraged Titan that he finish off the contents before he did the same to me. That he did. The ship lurched and he fell down on his face dead drunk.
Jack Brain and the stories you tell.
Everyone true to my breeding.
What are you doing in Edinburgh, sir?
I jumped ship in Bristol, a few adventures in that port, and then travelled north.
You have a history here.
Jean, how would you like a bit of mischief?
I'm a respectable woman now.
You mean your blood runs slow?
What kind of mischief?
Now, where did I put it? There she is. My kit bag. There. What do you think to this?
That looks like trouble.
But who inherits? I have a name in mind. What was that?
Well, it's no the peacocks.
No, nothing but the moonlight.
You seem somewhat excitable, Mr. Brennan.
It's a potent undertaking, Mistress Brash.
You're right. My blood has been running slow. You have a name in mind, you said?
Perception is a shifty business. When I was a child, I was always intrigued by the possibilities at the edge of my vision. Out of the corner of the eye, there was another world where the outlines blurred, where truth and reality changed shape. But then, as I grew older, such a prospect alarmed me, and I learned to keep my eyes fixed on the object before, especially if it were one of the criminal fraternity. I am James McLevy, Inspector of Police, and I would not welcome the prospect of someone I was about to arrest altering form like Proteus, should I glance a moment away. The city is quiet at the moment, like an old man dozing in the sun. Leith, my parish, especially so, a calm before the storm. Somewhere the lines are in alteration, shapes bending into themselves to emerge as... What? To paraphrase the great poet Milton, I have a feeling that shortly all hell will break loose. Of course, this might also be to do with my inner digestive composition. 4 cups of strong coffee this night in conflict with the hairy tatties I had earlier at the tavern. Jean Brash, who keeps the best body house in Edinburgh and makes the finest brew, is forever telling me to sip, not gulp at my coffee. But I cannot, and so it proceeds with my life. Quiet days do not suit me.
I have received a communication from the Bristol Police, McLevy.
A fine body of men.
But not a patch on Leith, sir.
As you say, Constable Mulholland, not a patch. It could never contend with the somnolence of this place.
Only Sergeant Murdoch asleep at the desk, sir.
It is everywhere, James. I woke up this morning, I felt as if I were wading through treacle.
I was exactly the same. A terrible dream.
I rose like a lark, Lieutenant.
You had the lusty widow to contemplate.
The woman was part of an investigation.
She lingered on after the case.
We are no longer in contact.
Indeed, my wife tells me that Mistress Murdison has found contentment in another's arms.
She was never in mine.
And who would that be, Lieutenant?
A Norwegian sea captain, I believe, a whaler.
Blubber. That explains all.
Hilarious.
And quite enough. To business. Bristol, a bank robbery, large sum, new notes.
Not easy to pass into circulation, then.
Exactly. A suggestion the trail may lead northwards. We must be on the alert, if possible, amidst this tedium. A terrible dream, you said, Inspector.
I found a treasure chest under the water. I lifted the lid and a mermaid emerged. Gave me a bag of gold coins. When I held them, they changed into a pile of squirmy, slimy eels. What do you make of that?
Too much coffee.
And a bad conscience.
I don't call this a breakfast.
Hannah Semple, are you my wife?
Donald McKeever, I am indeed. Oh, welcome back, even if it's just a body house.
A palace to me, Hannah, the just land where you reign supreme.
Tell that to Mrs. Brash. Where have you been, you muddy grey gout?
Gambling hard and making money.
Where?
Well, here and there, the West Country.
Did you win at table?
I did indeed, Hannah. My luck has changed since I married you. I have brought the finest pastries in Leith. We shall have hot chocolate together.
I'll take the mistress her coffee first. The girls are lost in sleep.
Innocent lambs.
Up to something, the mistress.
How so?
She had a visitor last night.
I'll start the chocolate.
Do so. Glad to have you back in my bed, Donald McKeever.
Glad to be there.
I've been hearing funny noises in the garden.
Ghosties, maybe?
Animal, mayor like.
Wolves, owls.
You're in grand form.
I also have something on my mind, Hannah, and if I bring it off, I will make my name and reputation.
You're never at peace.
Would you have me any other way?
A great surprise, Jean Brash.
Life is full of them.
There is bad blood between us.
That was a time ago.
Blood runs deep.
You mistreated one of my girls.
I paid her well before and after. And it was not within your establishment, a private commission.
Her mistake, but that is not why I am here. This is business, Mr. Grant.
Ah, and now you speak my language.
A friend of mine has in his possession a large amount of paper currency.
How splendid for him.
But it requires a certain distribution.
I see. Would I be correct in assuming that though legal enough tender, it might have been acquired in illegal circumstances?
Not by my friend.
Not at all. Do you like cigars?
At a distance?
I find them most stimulating. Who is this friend?
You know him. Jack Brennan.
The plot thickens. Sailor Jack suffered much at my hand these many years ago. At least, that is what people say, although I had nothing whatsoever to do with the incident. But suffer he did, badly. Why should he come to me?
You're the only man with power enough.
I am a simple shipping merchant.
You know every crime that happens in this country.
Only the large ones.
No one knows the extent of your authority, sir. Only you can handle such volume.
Yes. Well, I could do it, but it will cost.
That's Brennan's problem. At the moment, he may as well burn the damned stuff.
I do not trust you, Jean Brash.
I would not expect such, Caleb Grant.
Tell Brennan to come to this address written tomorrow night with samples of his wares. 35 Salamander Street, down by the docks. 7 of the evening, prompt.
Thank you, kind sir.
Jean, why are you doing this?
I have a soft spot for sailor boys.
If you twist me, it'll go bad with you.
I tremble at the prospect.
That wasn't funny, sir.
What have I done now?
You put me in tandem with the lusty widow. Kindly don't do it again, please.
Anything to keep the peace. Donald McKeever, back in our fair city, eh?
Indeed I am, Inspector, and happy to be so. Fine morning for a constitutional.
Isn't it just? What do you say, Mr. Brennan?
Glad to get back on dry land, Inspector.
I didn't realise that you two had acquaintance, Donald.
We've met at table over the years. Mr. Brennan likes a wager.
Is that so? What are you doing here?
Oh, I am married to an Edinburgh woman, Inspector.
How is Mistress Semple?
I left her with a smile on her face and about her work.
No rest in a body house. And you, sir?
Merely passing through.
It's been a long time, Jack. You twa together as just happenstance, eh?
No more, no less. I was wending my way past the Great Eastern Hotel when out he popped.
The Great Eastern? That's no small beer.
I was paid handsomely for my last voyage. Money to burn.
We're off to Leith Links, back some horses.
Good way to burn it right enough.
Not this time. Lady Luck smiles upon me, Constable. Now, you must excuse us. We have to cast our eyes over equine flesh and wager accordingly.
I have a strawberry filly in mind. Trust she may bring me a rich fortune. Good day to you, sirs.
Strawberry filly, eh?
What happened to Brennan? I only heard some stories.
Jack Brennan was a wild young devil who played merry hell with the pretty girls, but then Sailor Jack went too far.
Always a danger.
As you well know. One night, down by the docks in the pitch dark, he was set upon by a pack of gallow breeds and beaten to an inch of his life.
Who was behind it all?
Oh, a name or two mentioned, but no proof. And he had covered half the city, daughters, wives, mistresses. Take your choice from a deal of vengeful men. As soon as he was able to walk, he left Edinburgh, now he's back.
A wiser man?
We'll see.
Do you feel that, Mulholland?
What?
The east wind. The east wind rising in chicanery in the air. Just how I like it.
You're late back, mistress.
Affairs of state, Hannah. I'm starving hungry.
A decent breakfast it's all that.
What is there to eat?
Cold porridge.
Ugh. Aha, a butter pastry.
Your man came back.
Who?
The one that was here last night.
Jack Brennan. And I just left a note at his hotel. Ships that pass in the night.
I threw Donald out because the girls were all half-dressed, but I saw him meet up with Brennan at the gate.
That pastry was delicious.
They were like old comrades.
Paths may cross. Jack likes to gamble.
So does Donald, but I don't. And you're up to something.
Me?
You have a sneaky look to your eye.
It's windy.
Mistress, you are a grown woman, and what you get up to is your own business, but I don't want my Donald in your machinations.
Hannah Semple, I have no intention of involving your Donald in any of my so-called machinations. What the hell's that?
Mary Runtoul, one of the new girls. She's supposed to be in the garden hanging out the bed linen.
I had no idea the process was so dramatic.
Mary Runtoul, what the hell's the matter with you?
Oh, Hannah, it's a terrible thing.
Calm down, Mary. Now, what's wrong?
Oh, Mistress Brash, I'm that sorry. I don't know how to tell you.
Where are you from, girl?
Fife.
I thought they bred them hardy over there.
Oh, dear. Ow!
Now, wipe your snottery nose and tell us plain.
I was hanging out the washing and
and the wind blew, and my face was full of blood.
Blood?
And bodily remnants.
Show us where, Mary.
Oh, no.
Do you want another belt round the ear?
No. I'll show you. I'll show you. It comes over here. I hint the bushes.
Oh, I don't like the sound of this.
It's a sorry track, right enough.
It's no my fault, mistress.
Just lead us on.
Here. Oh, dearie me.
That looks like murder.
Well, Mr. Nugent?
The currency is genuine. Bank of England £50 notes.
Good. Anything else?
No. Merely genuine.
Splendid.
There's a spot more where they came from.
You may depart, Mr. Nugent. I shall see you in the morning, bright and early.
I shall open the office as always, Mr. Grant, and await your instructions. Good night, gentlemen.
Well, Jack Brennan, it would seem you need a favour from me.
The favour cuts both ways.
I had a pretty little mistress, the apple of my eye, and you bedded her, enticed her, and seduced, without so much as a by your leave.
I was young, impulsive.
The apple of my eye.
Caleb, let honesty hold sway. The only thing you care about is money.
And power. I like to watch the monkey jump. How high can you jump, Sailor Jack?
I suffered for my indiscretions.
Indeed, a dreadful thrashing, not of my making, I can assure you.
It does no good to live in the past.
I would agree, sir. You look prosperous, Jack. Where are you lodging? With Jean Brash?
Oh, one of the big hotels.
Prosperous indeed. What is she to do with all this?
I asked her to act as an honest broker.
Honest? A whore, mistress. What is the sum you possess in these notes?
Near £5,000.
Mm-hmm. I will offer 1/5 of your holding.
1/5? That is beyond iniquity.
In your hands the money is worthless. I can place it abroad, but that takes time, energy, expense. Take or leave.
But it's...
Daylight robbery. Make up your mind. Take or leave, sir.
I will bring it. When and where?
Here, tomorrow night. This house is safe. No one connects me to it, but don't think you have advantage on me, sir. I will take precautions.
I am not a man of violence.
9 o'clock, alone, under cover of darkness. I like the dark, Mr. Brennan.
You've obviously never been in a storm at sea. I bid you good night, sir.
How high can you jump, Sailor Jack?
There's evidence of crime, sure enough.
I could have told you that.
Who discovered these artefacts?
Mary Runtoul, a new girl.
Fetch her out, will you, please?
I'll do so, but she can hardly string two words together, the best of things.
So the trail led here to the bushes.
Where there is a convention of blood and feathers.
Fox, maybe?
I've had the whole garden searched, and there's not a trace of body, flesh or bone. What fox could go off with 6 big peacocks slung over its shoulder?
That makes sense, I suppose.
Could it be a kidnap, maybe?
More likely in a pot.
Who would eat a whole peacock?
Go ahead, tell the inspector.
I went, then I saw. Oh, terrible.
Mary Rentoul, come stand before me. Other than a trail of feathers, do you observe anything else?
Nothing. I don't know any such about peacocks. We don't have the beasts in Fife.
Uh-huh. A pretty blouse you wear. But the collar's got tucked in. Here. Yeah. That's better now.
Thank you, Inspector.
Look to my eyes. Have you told me the whole truth?
I swear it. On my mother's grave.
Leave the girl alone, McLevy, and tell me what you intend to do about all this.
You sent a note to the station. I came to investigate, as is my duty. I will make report when I get back.
To what end?
Disappearance of 6 peacocks from a body house. Gather the evidence, Mulholland.
I'll need a sack.
I'll get you one, sir.
That's nice.
And then what?
Jean, it's not the most important case I've ever undertaken.
You see this coffee pot, McLevy?
I do.
You see your head?
You need a mirror for that.
You find out the fate of my peacocks, or don't come back into this garden ever again. Don't come back, or I'll clatter you.
This is not like Jean Brash.
Well, maybe I'm changing before your very eyes.
No often we see you in the tavern, Mr. Grant.
And now and again, I must remind myself of my humble beginnings. Over the years, Mr. Bucket, you have rendered various services.
And never failed ye, sir.
Never will, I trust. In the early days of our acquaintance, you undertook a task for me concerning a certain Jack Brennan.
I remember it well. We took turns. I kicked my fill that night.
Well, the sailor boy is back in Edinburgh.
Hasn't he learned since?
He is staying at one of the big hotels. Find out where, and follow him all day tomorrow. Do not be discovered. Report back to me everything he accomplishes.
I will perform as instructed, sir.
Here, buy yourself a decent whisky for a change.
As instructed, sir. What about you, Mr. Grant?
I have other vices.
When Jean faced me in the garden with that coffee pot in hand, I was put in mind of the first time we clapped sight on each other. A constable then, and she a new magpie on the streets. Some man had attacked her in one of the wines, and she'd cracked the bottle over his head. When I came upon the scene, she turned on me, broken glass in hand, eyes green with fury. I booted the fellow out of the wine, and says she to me, "I hear tell you're Jamie McLevy, a terrible man for violence." And I says to her, "Violence? Nothing compared to you, lassie." Then we went our separate ways. For a wee while in that garden, it was as if we had returned to the past. Or could it be the past has come back to stick a knife into the present? She's up to something. Jean Brash is up to something nefarious, as sure as the devil's toenails. And could it be connected with Jack Brennan? He mentioned a strawberry filly, and Jean's hair is red as the Pope's socks. And if so, what are they up to? And where does Donald McKeever, if he comes in, come in? We could be back to the bad old days. Wouldn't that be a thing?
And where is Inspector McLevy, if I may be so bold?
He's examining evidence, sir.
Where is he doing that?
In the cold room, Lieutenant.
And what is he examining?
Peacock feathers, sir.
Explain, please.
Harm having been visited upon half a dozen ornamental birds.
I wasn't aware we were responsible for the well-being of the Leith avifauna. To whom do these creatures belong?
Jean Brash.
We spend the valuable resources of Leith Station on behalf of a body housekeeper.
The inspector was most insistent. I couldn't get the microscope out of his hands.
What? That is for the exclusive use of the police surgeon. Has it come to this, McLevy?
Come to what, sir?
Feathers, for God's sake.
A crime is a crime, sir. Hand the tweezers, Constable.
That microscope is sacrosanct.
Here you are, Inspector.
Thank you. I'm sure the police surgeon won't mind, long as it's no his claret I'm taking. Now, see what I have found amid the debris, Constable.
Animal hair is fine. Silver grey.
It so happens I have some others in my possession.
I saw you collect them.
Oh, no getting past you, Mulholland. Look through the microscope. Tell me what you think.
It's an exact match.
Let me see. Exact enough. What does it mean?
It gives me reason to go back to the Just Land.
To do what?
Poke about, sir. Poke about.
There's more to this than feathers, is there not?
I hope so, Lieutenant.
Go away and do it then, but clear up the mess from the slab.
Snap to it, Mulholland.
That's me right enough. Nothing but a scaffy man.
McLevy, I have a bone to pick with you.
To do with what, sir?
That dream you had about the mermaid, I had some of the same. Only, instead of eels, the coins turned into an octopus.
That's very interesting, sir. Tell me, was Mrs. Roach in the bed?
That's none of your business.
What about the mermaid?
What about her?
Did she have a tail?
Naturally, flaxen hair, blue eyes, and small of stature.
What about her bosom?
I beg your pardon.
Was it uncovered?
Certainly not. There were strands of seaweed.
Ah! We differ in that.
Oh, what does it all mean, McLevy?
Oh, it's a picture created by our minds, coming from the depths. But what it signifies is a mystery we must both share, Lieutenant.
All bagged up, sir.
I don't want to share anything with you, McLevy, so keep your dreams to yourself and get the hell out of here.
Have another buttery biscuit.
Already scoffed 4, Donald.
A wee French cake, then.
Oh, anything to make you happy.
This is the life, eh, Hannah?
As long as it lasts.
What do you mean?
Are you in hugger-mugger with the mistress and Jack Brennan?
Not at all. I've hardly exchanged 2 words with Jane Brash, except to commiserate about her peacock.
But you've had plenty of words with him.
We're gaming companions, just a bet on the races.
Did you win?
Almost. We shall recoup our losses this afternoon.
You spoke of something that would make your name.
It is a plan still forming in my mind.
A plan of what?
I don't like to speak afore lest it bring bad luck.
You have a sneaky look in your eye.
And you have a dod of chocolate in your nose.
That's no possible.
Look in the mirror.
Oh my God. What do I resemble?
Yeah, my handkerchief.
Oh, thank you. Oh, all right. I'll accept your word. Here's your hanky-buck.
Thank you. Now, shall we finish up our drinks, pay the reckoning, link arms, and walk along the thoroughfares of Leith like a respectable married couple?
A body who's keeper and a gambling man.
A handsome pair so deep in love.
Donald, you say the boniest things. And who knows, but one day I might even get round to believing in them.
Oh, Hamish, you've got me into terrible trouble. I'll have to light a candle to the Holy Mother.
Mary Rintoul, I hope to find you hereabouts.
How did you get to this place?
I remarked when you went to fetch the sack for the constable here, you ran down the outside steps of the cellar as if you could find it in the dark.
It's where they keep the sacks.
And we passed them by on the way to this wee room at the back, whence we heard your voice.
In conversation.
There's nobody here. I talk to myself.
What do you hide behind you?
Nothing. I swear it.
You'd best stand aside, Miss Rintoul.
Oh, dearie me.
Well, well. What have we here?
A ferret. Silver in colour, fine and dandy.
So would you be if you just slaughter 6 peacocks.
Oh, dear. Poor Hamish.
The beast's name?
Aye. I was giving him for my 13th birthday. Couldn't leave him. He would have pined and died. How did you know it was him?
When I tucked away your collar, I noticed some hairs on the shoulder, so I took a wee sample, finger and thumb.
The inspector's good at that.
I found some similar amongst the feathers. Ferret, weasel, polecat of some kind.
So, here we all are, Miss Rintoul.
Us girls are no allowed pets, in case the clients get jealous. I smuggled him in and kept him here in his cage. Let him out in the dark. Hamish likes the dark.
Nocturnal. My Aunt Katie had a ferret.
Nice wee beasts, but they've got bloodlust. The night before, it was a full moon. He tracked them to the bushes. Oh my God, it was a carnage.
What did you do with the bodies?
Shoved them into sacks and hid them further back the room there.
Do they not smell?
No yet. And they keep the cheese next door.
That's handy.
I didn't know what else to do. But when I was hanging out the morning linen, there was this gust of wind and it blew all these bloody feathers in my face and I just screamed.
Then Jean Brash came running and all else followed.
Oh, she'll kill me.
Something like that.
I'll lose my position. Break my heart.
You'd like it here.
Clean and tidy. Regular hours, good food and money. Just like your job, sir.
Better proposition. Save the one drawback.
No, I'm going to lose it. All for this wee damned ferret.
Well, what do you think, Constable?
We could sneak the peacocks out and supposedly discover them in one of the wines in the back streets.
A kidnap gone wrong.
As long as Jean had the bodies, she could bury them. A proper funeral.
You'll have to get rid of Hamish.
I'll put him out to nature. Oh, Inspector, if you did that, I'd be your friend for life.
I've never had one of those.
What about me?
Oh, I could faint clean away. That night when I heard their voices, I thought I was going to die.
What voices?
Well, I just dumped the birds in the cellar and I came back to get Hamish. The window opened. I had to grab him close and hide under, up against the wall. I was terrified.
Who was it then?
The mistress and some man above. She called him Mr. Brennan.
Jack Brennan? And what did the voices say, Mary?
They were talking about... high finance, a risky business, and somebody would get what they were due.
Who might that be?
A man. It was a kind of biblical name.
The good book has many uses, Mary. Close your eyes and wait for revelation.
Great Eastern Hotel, Mr. Grant. Left in the morning, walked the streets, eyeing the ladies.
That is his predilection.
Then the afternoon he spent at the races with a boon companion.
Jean Brash?
No, a man, a gambling type, Donald McKeever. They made a killing, the lucky buggers. Bet high and won well.
Bet high?
A deal of money waved around.
Was it new currency?
Well, not to my notice.
I wonder how much Mr. McKeever has to do with all this.
No great menace. A spindly specimen.
And Brennan, a man of no violence.
So, what should I accomplish?
Don't spare the effort, sir. Let generosity be the keynote.
This coffee is a disgrace.
By what fashion?
Paltry. Acrid. Lacks all the vigour of aroma.
You like your pleasures strong.
Stronger than this.
Well, I should inform the Great Eastern Hotel.
How are you feeling, Mr. Brennan?
Able-bodied, Mistress Brash. My kit bag packed and ready.
Stuffed with money in full public. You are a mad mortal indeed.
Well, who would suspect a man with a kit bag on his shoulder? I have but one disappointment thus far.
Perhaps tonight, after the event.
All I ask is one kiss.
That is all you will receive. I assume you have not taken Donald McKeever into your confidence.
Not at all. Why do you ask?
Hannah is concerned he may become implicated.
We bet together. Lose and win, no more.
I'm glad to hear it.
But Jean, one thing. I shall be moving on.
It is your fate.
And yours to remain here in Edinburgh. You will have made an enemy. A bad enemy.
A rich man paid a young magpie by the name of Rose Duncan to perform out of hours, away from the protection of her body house. He took his pleasure by beating her savagely about the body where it didn't show. One of my girls. She never quite recovered.
A debt to be honoured.
Caleb Grant, the revealed name from Mary Rintoul.
Never managed to nail him.
Operates in high circles, Mulholland, and aye covers his back.
What would Sailor Jack be doing with him?
It will not be a small affair. Grant presents himself as a respectable shipping merchant, but he is a cornucopia of criminality.
Wings picked up.
And so has the devilment. See who's just come out of the hotel.
Jean Brash.
And Jack Brennan.
Parting company by the looks.
Right enough. Off you go, Jeannie, in your carriage. But whither bound is Sailor Jack? Come on, Mulholland. It's been a wee while since we walked shadow to a suspect. Try to make yourself inconspicuous.
I'll get behind you, sir. That will provide cover aplenty.
Oh, aye. He was heading for the docks right enough. But now he deviates.
Salamander Street. The only thing here is the slaughterhouse.
Aha. Many a throat cut, many a howling animal, but there are some houses for the damnation. He's in like a flash. Did you glimpse anything?
Not a chance.
Number 35, curtains all drawn, not a chink of light. Shabby wee house.
Nondescript, to be sure.
No point banging on the door, no chance kicking in the window.
Oh, could be a long wait on a damp night.
Indeed, indeed. Let us hunker down in this doorway. Do you have any provender?
Not a scrap.
What a pity. I have made myself a cheese and pickles sandwich.
Looks like half a loaf.
My mouth is watering already.
Oh, I didn't think ahead.
Anticipation is all, Mulholland.
Get a move on, man. What are you doing now?
Checking for authenticity, sir.
You have previously checked. Now, scan through and stack them up.
Very well.
Mr. Nugent is a scrupulous man.
Well?
A somewhat hasty reckoning, but I would venture the amount to be the aforementioned £5,000.
In that case, Brennan, here is your payment. 1/5 of that in used notes.
Into the kit bag, draw the string, and off to new adventures.
You may leave by the front door. Mr. Nugent will lock it after. Goodbye.
A pleasure doing business, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Brennan.
Oh, and Caleb, the pretty little mistress of yours that I enticed and seduced, I needed no such persuasion. She came running. Good night, sir.
Put the money in my hold door and let us leave at once, Mr. Nugent, by the back door.
Very well, sir. Mr. Brennan seems a bright spot.
Let us hope he will prosper. But the streets are dangerous, Mr. Nugent. Dangerous.
Oh, that cheese was mouldy.
Lucky you got anything at all. Wait. Is that our man?
It is indeed. Sailor Jack, kit bag on his shoulder.
We'll just step out lightly.
Hold on, sir. Someone on his trail.
Eh? You're right. What's going on here? Get your stick ready, Mulholland. Any violence, I'm right behind you.
That's a comforting thought.
Just like the last time, eh, sailor boy? Let's have a look in here. Oh, well, this is my lucky night.
I don't think so, my manny. I am James McLevy, Inspector of Police, and you are under arrest for deep assault and robbery.
McLevy, you can go to hell. Ah!
You're a wonder with that thing, Constable.
All in the wrist, sir.
Manacle him up. Now, how is Mr. Brennan? Jack, you're no under arrest so far. Wake up.
Out cold. Concussed, no doubt.
I hardly touched him.
Shut up, you.
Oh!
We'll have to get Brennan to the hospital, sir.
Ah, just take him to the station and pour some cold water.
Concussion can be lethal. If the man dies, do you want that on your conscience?
All right.
Sir, this kit bag is rolling with money.
Is it? So it is. When you awaken, you have some explaining to do, Mr. Brennan.
We could split it 3 ways.
I told you to shut up!
Oh!
All right, one to the hospital, the other to the cells.
We need reinforcements.
The watch will be lurking somewhere, and I shall call them. You have your stick, Mulholland, and I have my whistle.
This is a deal of money, Inspector.
It is indeed, sir.
What about the assailant?
Henry Buchan, hired thug and bully boy.
Hired? By whom?
One name that comes to mind particular is Caleb Grant. I know that Buchan has worked for him as a debt enforcer.
Grant, he's a slippery creature.
I have hammered at Buchan, but his mouth is tight closed.
What is your surmise in all this?
A transaction. £1,000 in used notes in exchange for stolen goods.
What stolen goods?
Brennan's last port of call was Bristol.
A bank robbery. New notes for old.
Uh-huh. Oh. And the scale would indicate Grant. He is rumoured to be one of the biggest fences in the country.
Yes, but we have no proof, nothing. It is all surmise, all hocus-pocus, not a shred of evidence. And how would Brennan get his hands on that kind of stolen money?
That is what I intend to ask Sailor Jack when he wakens up.
Inspector, I just went back to the hospital to check on Jack Brennan's condition.
And?
I have some bad news, sir. Very bad news.
Oh.
I don't doubt but these ribs are cracked.
Bind them up, best you can.
How the hell did McLevy turn up?
Just as well, for my sake.
Right enough, but the man's a menace. There. That should hold.
Thank you.
You kept your wits clear, I'll say that.
It was my only hope. Pretend to be out for the count. Wait my chance at the hospital.
Surprised he didn't throw you in the cells.
Well, the inspector was all for it. But Mulholland has a kinder heart.
He'll pay for it.
Lucky the nurse left my clothes in the room and the constable of the watch was asleep.
You have to go now, Jack. The carriage waits at the back entrance and a ship sails for Holland within the hour.
I thank you, Jean Brash. A grand scheme.
It was. A pity.
Yes. There I was in a tavern in Bristol, talking to an old friend who exercises a skillful craft and had produce to sell. Then another approaches, desperate, on the run, also with a little something to sell. I buy both, and a name comes to mind.
Caleb Grant. A sweet revenge.
But I reckon without his treachery.
Goodbye, Jack Brennan.
Goodbye, Jean Brash. Am I allowed one kiss before departure?
Make it quick, sailor boy.
Yeah. I'm afraid I have
unfortunate tidings, Mr. Grant.
My cup runneth over. I have already lost a valuable associate, my Mr. Buchan, and the contents of Jack Brennan's kit bag.
Oh, dear.
Unfortunate tidings, you said.
Yes.
Well?
You will recall that last night sufficient time was not provided for me to properly scrutinise the produce on hand.
Get on with it, man.
This morning I have been able to examine the notes in the cold light of day.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Nugent?
While the outer layers of each bundle of notes is genuine enough, the inner pith, so to speak, is a forgery. An excellent forgery, but false nonetheless.
How much?
In genuine notes, not above £300. By my calculation, on proper value, you are lacking 4,700.
Plus, of course, 1,000, which now resides at the police station.
That also must be taken into account. I am sorry, sir.
The fault was mine, Mr. Nugent. Eyes bigger than my stomach. Go back to your desk.
I can only regret this with all my heart.
Go back to your desk.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Who was in it with you, Jack? Jean Brash, Donald McKeever? You no doubt have left the city, but they remain, and vengeance must be taken. Yes, I think that may well be in order, a suitable retribution.
In Brodie's wine, do you say?
That's where we found them, inside a bag. They're with you in the cold room at the station.
Could you not have brought them up?
They're beginning to decompose. The cold room will maintain them for a while, but I think your carriage at speed and a swift burial is the best resolution.
I'll arrange it. Who would kidnap a peacock?
The world is full of degenerate minds. Is that Mary Rentoul hanging at the washing?
I've put her in sole charge of linen, sheets, bolsters, and general upkeep of the bed accoutrements of the house. Mary has no talent for her proper profession. She seems a lot happier now.
I'm sure she is. What were you doing outside the Great Eastern with Jack Brennan?
Saying goodbye. He had invited me for coffee, and I had made a disastrous mistake.
How so?
The coffee. I drank it. Terrible.
Jack Brennan carried a load of money last night.
I heard the rumours.
There was also a rumour that Caleb Grant might be involved.
Is that so?
And yourself, Jean Brash, and perhaps Donald McKeever, one of the crew as well.
Donald McKeever had nothing to do with it.
How would you know?
Hannah wouldn't let him get into mischief. She'd cut his throat first.
And what about yourself?
I had no part in it either. And what is this crime anyway?
I think it's to do with the bank robbery in Bristol, but I don't yet know.
There's a lot you don't know, McLevy.
But I shall find it out. Jack Brennan feigned unconsciousness. If it hadn't been for kindness shown, he would never have made that hospital.
Mulholland's a decent soul.
Who said it was him?
Well, it wouldn't be you, would it?
I don't trust you, Jean Brash.
And I don't trust you, James McLevy, especially about my peacocks.
What do you mean?
You had a sleek look in your eye.
But so have you.
That's them all hung up now, mistress. I'll go and make the beds.
Please do so, Mary.
That east wind is fair whipping the sheets. A lovely day.
I have a feeling of deep foreboding. Hell has not yet broken loose except upon Mulholland, who's been visited with the wrath of both the lieutenant and I for his unconscionable kindness to a suspect. But there is more to come. The wheel is in motion, the turn not yet complete. Jean and I are back to the bad old days where we regard each other with deep suspicion, back to what we once were. Part of me rejoices at such, and part regrets it deeply. I am James McLevy, Inspector of Police. I hope that I sleep well tonight, and do not dream of mermaids or what they have to offer. The wheel is in motion. I'll watch it spin, and when it stops, I'll be in at the kill.
You come highly recommended, Mr. Fairchild.
I am practised at my profession.
So am I. One hit and down they fall.
Pat Coltrane, I have hired you to supply Mr. Fairchild with local knowledge and necessary violence. You will do what you are told by him. No more, no less.
Aye. Right enough.
Mr. Fairchild, I have been swindled out of good money by certain persons. I wish them punished. I want my money back.
Punished? To what extent?
If there is bruising, blood, a crushed bone, a broken body, so much the better. But the main thing is my money.
Money is often the main thing, Mr. Grant. What are the hazards involved?
There is an element of danger.
You know my fee.
And I will pay.
I come cheaper.
They say you have shot 3 men.
All in the line of duty.
That you are ruthless.
He who hesitates is lost.
And that you never fail. A man after my own heart.
Shall we begin instruction, Mr. Grant?
You have a queer way with words, Aidan Fairchild. Where do you hail from?
A holy island. I'm named after a saint. The instruction, sir.
I recently came into a piece of information, and it formulated a plan in my mind. It may be designated by the proverb, let us kill 2 birds with a single stone.
Once again a dead calm has descended upon the city, most unlike Edinburgh. Not a touch of wind. The very breath catches in your throat like sulphur, and the clouds hang above in the sky, dark, gloomy, unmoving, as if they'd been painted there, heavy, grim, brooding. And so it is with the people. Jean Brash and I are in the huff. I suspect her of being in a crime with stolen money changing hands and somewhere bringing into play Caleb Grant, a man who considers himself beyond the law, out of my reach, a powerful, mendacious creature. If Jean has made an enemy of him, she will regret such. Better stick to keeping a bawdy house. And I also suspect Donald McKeever, a gambler and husband to Hannah Semple, keeper of the keys of the aforesaid bawdy house, the Just Land. Ach, I suspect everybody, even myself. And the worst of it all, Jean has closed the spout of her coffee pot to me, and I am condemned to my own brew. All these names burling around in my head, a feeling of deep foreboding, and the seat of the trousers clinging to my backside like a limpet with the heat. I am James McLevy, Inspector of Police. My parish is Leith in the city of Edinburgh. And one thing I know for sure, things aye get worse before they get better. A calamity worse.
Aha! Damn thing jogged me.
Roses have thorns, Hannah. Now, see, where I point? Here's the cutters.
Can I no use my razor?
That's for throats.
Right enough. There. Surely sufficient.
Let me see the basket. One more. The yellow bloom.
A colour for treachery, Mistress Brash.
We'll risk it.
I've made some coffee, ladies, with my own fair hands. Will you partake?
Indeed we will, Mr. McKeever. A jewel of a husband you have there, Hannah.
Aye, a gambler with a head full of wild schemes. And you're worse to encourage him.
It gets the blood flowing.
It does, look at my thumb.
I brought some sugar biscuits as well.
Splendid, Mr. McKeever. What do you think to Hannah's roses?
Almost as beautiful as the fair form that bears them.
Just pour the coffee, Donald. What are these for, anyway?
A nice bouquet for the big room.
You mean I sweated buckets for a bunch of gamesters? They wouldn't have noticed if you filled the place with pita beds.
What cards do you commence with?
21. My luck runs with that game.
Let's hope it lasts.
I have to thank you, Jean Brash, for offering the use of your establishment.
The least I could do.
One of the biggest games the city has ever seen. High stakes.
Aye. And the higher you fly,
the more you bump your arse on landing, as you have so often told me, my dearest. But not this time. Sugar biscuit?
Too kind.
Charlie's madame.
For God's sake, don't sing such. That's McLevy's tune. The last thing we need is his big balloon face at the gate.
Ah, there's worse people.
Very few. James McLevy has a nasty, suspicious mind and is nobody's darling, least of all mine.
Ah, the devil's picture books.
Beg pardon, sir?
Playing cards, Mulholland, a description courtesy of Robert Burns.
As regards a pastime of the ladies, Constable. Whiles o'er the wee bit cup and platy, the sip the scandal potion pretty, or lee lang nights wi' crabbit looks, pour o'er the devil's pictured books.
Mrs. Roach has taken up whist, an insidious and vile card game.
Have you played it yourself, sir?
Once last night. It was too hot to think, and numbers have never been my strong point.
Save in golf, sir.
In golf, there is time to ponder. Reflection is the benchmark of the civilised being.
Unless he's in a bunker.
True enough. And now this has landed on my desk.
Words from on high?
Of a fashion. My chief constable, Sandy Robb, attended a meeting in London of the great and the good, and was there informed by some of his brethren that a gambling match between the 6 best players in the country is destined to take place in Leith.
Is that not a kind of compliment?
No, it is not. Sandy Robb regards such pleasures the way a fox looks at a hen. This game must be curtailed and scattered to the 4 winds.
But it's not against the law.
It is against the chief constable's wishes, which is the same thing.
Not to me.
I am not going to split hairs, McLevy, and you will do as you're told. Now, have you heard anything on the streets?
Not an iota, Lieutenant.
I thought you knew everything that happens in Leith, Inspector.
I am thinking.
What are you thinking about?
If all this has been kept secret, it would require organisation, brains and duplicity in a closed and secret world.
The just land, perhaps.
Jean Brash may be up to her old tricks.
Then you'd better find a new way of dealing with them, McLevy.
It's to our advantage that Mr. Grant owns so many houses in this city.
Aye, especially one that looks over the just land.
According to the details supplied, we are looking at the rear of the building.
Can I see through the spyglass?
Not yet. So, yes, there. On the first story, a large window. A great deal of activity. An old woman ordering the girls around.
That would be Hannah Semple.
Ah, pretty ladies.
Are they naked?
I think you have to pay for that. Pulled the curtains. What a pity.
Oh, I never got to look.
I saw enough. Yes. See here, direct below the window, a door at the back, for tradesmen. We shall enter through that. Are we not indeed tradesmen?
My mother better not find out.
What?
She's a good friend to Jean Brash. Found out I thieved the woman, she'd clip my ear.
Then best not inform her.
Ah, right enough.
The game will undoubtedly be held in that large room. We shall let them get their money on the table, break in under cover of darkness, and then play our own hand.
What about the broken bones and such? Have my lead pipe here.
First the money, refinements after.
No fun in this.
Why do they call you Patch?
From childhood. See here, a birthmark on my neck, a patch, blood red. I cover it with a scarf.
Wise precaution.
I'm warm in the heat though. What do we do now?
We rest. And sleep.
Can I no do something?
Use a spyglass to observe the house.
What do I look for?
Events.
Right. Nothing so far. Wait, there's a carriage coming out by the back gate. Could be Jean Brash inside. Mr. Fairchild, Aidan, I think I found an event. Oh, now it's gone.
What do you think to bees, sir?
Bees?
Apis mellifera. I was thinking about keeping them.
At the station?
My landlady has a big garden. Her husband used to harvest bees. The wooden frames are still at the back.
Where's the husband?
Dead and gone. My Aunt Katie is a beekeeper, runs in the family.
Does it now?
They're very clean, hard-working, orderly and organised.
The family?
The bees.
But they both have a sting in their tail. Ah, Jean Brash. A moment of your time.
Well, well, look what the wind blew in.
If there only was a wind.
Angus, take the provisions to the carriage.
Getting in supplies, I see.
Business is thriving.
What kind of business?
Nothing for nosy folk.
There is a rumour of a high-risk game of chance in Leith. At an unknown venue, ma'am.
Wouldn't it be the just land?
Well, if it's unknown, then I wouldn't know. You must excuse me, gentlemen.
Jean, wait. I'm under orders to close down this game. I may come knocking at your door.
You're not welcome. And what about my peacocks?
Eh?
A time ago, 6 of my beautiful ornamental birds were kidnapped and slaughtered. Have you found the perpetrator?
I have not.
Then why don't you do something useful instead of persecuting honest folk?
And what about you?
What about me?
What did you to do with that stolen money?
Rumour and hearsay, McLevy. That's all you've ever got. Drive on, Angus. We have better things to do than converse with muckrakers.
What do you think of that?
A queen bee, if ever I saw one.
Uh-huh. Buzz, buzz.
Well, that's the gaming room already. My God, what have you on that table?
My stake, Hannah, £1,000.
A deal of money, Donald.
Every participant puts up the same. Winner takes all.
Oh, that's quite a reckoning.
Waited for a game like this all my life.
What if it goes agley?
A gambler never thinks like that, and you are my lucky charm, Hannah Semple.
I've been seldom so described.
Ever since we married, my luck has changed. And this is my final challenge.
No matter what, Donald, you'll aye be searching out another game.
Perhaps not. Perhaps I will settle down.
That would be nice. I miss you.
You're my lucky charm.
I damned well hope so.
I'll prove it. Pick yourself up that pack of cards.
They're guy battered.
Old friends, I use them for solitaire. Spread them out on the table, face down. Choose one.
Just the one?
Just the one.
What'll this show?
Do you're told, woman.
All right. There.
Turn it over. Queen of Spades, a grand omen.
The Queen of Spades is death, Donald.
Not to me. In the French deck, she is Pallas Athene, the goddess of wisdom who protects the hero. In 21, a court cart and worth her weight in gold. Hallelujah.
You're a mad bugger, Donald McLevy.
We're all mad, Hannah. Now here, you will hold and protect this card for me until the game is over.
I will do it.
You are my lucky charm, Hannah Semple, and don't you ever forget it.
Sounds busy, and that may be to advantage. Have you the jemmy at hand?
Aye. This log's no too strenuous.
Are you ready?
One hit and down they fall.
That length of lead pipe stays in your pocket. This is a revolver, and will persuade the most stubborn of men.
Aye, right.
We go to the door of the gaming room, mask ourselves, crash in the door, enter and sweep the place clean. No more, no less.
I put my faith in you, Aidan Fairchild.
I'm glad to hear it, Patch Coltrane. Now show me your prowess with a jemmy blade.
My pleasure.
My God! I'd forgotten what a cattle market could provide.
Wall-to-wall farmers, bull-to-cow.
They're not too delicate right enough.
How is the game progressing?
I've locked the gamblers in. Food enough, a water closet in the back, and they will not emerge until the last card is dealt.
How was Donald?
Like a pig in straw.
Just a farmer's boy.
You're in fine form.
I think I might join the dancing later.
Who'll be your partner? McLevy's no here.
Don't you dare mention that man.
Here, mistress. Champagne. One for you, the other for me. No. What'll we toast?
Here's to the good old days.
Such is your desire. The good old days.
Right, gentlemen, you hold your cards, and as banker I turn over mine. 6 and 5, 11. I will twist on that. 10 of diamonds. I'm afraid that makes 21, Vanti, and the game is mine, my friends. There'll be plenty of time to get your revenge, sirs, and revenge is a sweet dish.
Name your seats, gentlemen. Hands on the table flat, palms down if you please.
What the hell is this?
It's a robbery, sir. And if you are peaceable, this revolver will remain in abeyance. Collect the money in your sack, please.
My pleasure. One of you makes a move, I'll crack his skull.
Just the money, please, and quickly.
That's my winnings.
I'll have your watch chain as well.
My wife gave me such. Go to hell.
Give me.
Leave it.
Go to hell. Aye, you're not so smart now, and I have the bag of money.
You will hand that to me, sir.
A gambler never gives up his winnings.
Then take the consequence.
God, these farmers throw you around like a sack of potatoes.
What was that?
What?
I heard something. Gunfire, maybe.
There's nothing, Hannah.
From above, I heard it.
There's nothing.
I have a bad feeling, mistress. I have a bad feeling.
Hannah, wait for me.
You shot him.
I had no option. His defiance was breeding courage to the rest.
He fell like a stone.
I aimed to wound. He jumped. Bad luck.
What do we do now?
Now, I will take my fee, and you will deliver the money at midnight as agreed to our employer.
You have to come as well.
I may have just killed a man. Deliver the money, inform Mr. Grant of the situation, and try to enlist his help to quit the city.
Can I not come with you?
I don't think you'd like my destination. It's a lonely place. Murderous sea and silence. It would terrify you, sir.
Don't leave me.
Good luck, Patch Coltrane. Keep your mind straight and your eyes wide open.
Don't leave me!
He is in my room. My doctor's with him.
Where is the bullet lodged?
In his chest, near to the heart.
How is Hannah?
She's with him.
Your machinations caused this, Jean.
I am well aware of that.
And now, when it's too late, you call upon me.
Sir, one of the gamesters, Michael Curley, he's a Belfast man.
What does that mean?
Sharp-eyed.
And?
When one of the robbers fell to the floor, his scarf came loose.
And?
Michael Curley noticed down the side of the man's neck a mark, blood red, from birth.
Patch Coltrane. A word, if you please.
You could have knocked.
I didn't feel like it.
That's damage. My mammy will be angry with you.
10 o'clock. She'll still be in the tavern. Why aren't you there?
No feeling well.
Get off the bed. Take your whiskey with you.
But I'm not well.
You heard me.
Shall I look underneath, sir?
I have a better idea.
That's criminal trespass.
And nothing to be found. Well, well. You left smudges on the whiskey bottle, Patch.
Have I? Oh, aye, so I have.
From your fingers, like coal dust. Now, why, Constable, would a man fiddle with coal in this heat?
You had me there, sir. Shall I have a wee perusal into the bunker over there?
Why not?
That's private property.
We're all friends together. Now, let me see what have we here. A small sack, light as a feather.
Not full of coal, then?
No, full of banknotes.
There was a robbery at the Just Land this night. A man shot.
That wasn't me.
Then who was it, Patch? You were identified from the mark upon your neck. But who was the shooter? And who is behind all this?
I don't remember.
Then we'll get you to the station and help you remember. Otherwise, if Donald McKeever dies, you'll swing on the rope. And I'll be there to watch.
The Chief Constable will not be a happy man.
I don't suppose he will.
How does it lie with Mr. McKeever?
At the Just Land, sir. They brought a surgeon in to remove the bullet, but...
It's touch and go.
What have you garnered so far?
Patch Coltrane is slow of wit, yet he lives by the code of the fraternity in that you do not betray your brothers. But we hammered at him most of the night till he cracked.
So he still conceals one thing.
True, however, we have a name. The shooter.
Aidan Fairchild.
I am none the wiser.
It is a name known to me, a cool customer and a killer. A shooting in Liverpool some years back. A gang leader assassinated.
Never heard of him.
You need to get out more, Lieutenant.
Never mind about me. Where is this man?
Patch Coltrane admitted his own guilt and gave us Fairchild's name, but also the man's words, his destination.
Sea and Silence, the Holy Isle.
Iona?
No, sir. Fairchild is rumoured to hail from near the borders, Lindisfarne, the Holy Isle.
Yes.
And I wish to follow him there.
Out of your jurisdiction, McLevy.
Donald McKeever lies at death's door.
And the crime committed in Leith, sir.
Very well. But you're on your own if you get into trouble, and I know nothing about this.
Your ignorance is taken for granted, sir. Come on, Mulholland.
Well, one moment. Fairchild was obviously hired to do the robbery. Who's behind all this?
That is what Coltrane still conceals.
He is afraid. And I know of one certain man who can inspire such fear. Caleb Grant.
Go and find me proof.
Your servant, I, Lieutenant Roach.
And McLevy, who knows, but I may take up the investigation and have it solved by the time you're back.
That would be a fine thing.
Good luck, sir.
Don't get about much, eh? Damn chick.
How is he?
No change, mistress.
You should get some sleep.
Later.
Oh, Hannah, it's all my fault.
If not you, somebody else. Donald wanted that game bad.
Hannah? Hannah? Have you the card? The Queen? She still holds the hero?
I have her in my possession, Donald. Now rest easy. Rest easy, you mad bugger. He's dozed up with laudanum. I could use some myself.
What is this card?
Here in my hand, the Queen of Spades, to bring him fortune. Some fortune.
I'm afraid, Hannah.
That gets you nowhere.
Not that. I fear Caleb Grant's hand in this. There is deep enmity between us.
And Donald caught in the middle, eh?
It could be.
If so, a great pity, and Grant will pay for it one day. That makes no difference.
Does to me.
It is how things fall out, mistress.
You mean like fate?
Donald McKeever lives and dies by his luck. I beseech God he hasn't pushed it too far.
It took most of the day in a long coach passage before we reached the Holy Island. From the village of Beal, a series of wooden stakes marked a route to Lindisfarne. The Pilgrim's Way, a path through treacherous sands that could only be crossed at low tide. Sir Walter Scott described it thus: "Dry shoed o'er sands, twice every day, the pilgrims to the shrine find way. Twice every day, the waves efface of staves and sandalled feet the trace." The sullen weather followed us every inch of the journey, and dark clouds gathered above the Christian abbey like Viking raiders about to besiege and destroy the good faith. In the distance, the castle stood on the highest point of the island, as if it had been hewn out of the very rocks themselves. Little cottages dotted the hillside, and somewhere amongst it all, Aidan Fairchild was waiting. I could feel it in my bones. A killer named after a saint.
I've never seen the sea so calm.
I doubt it will last.
Where do we begin?
The village.
Island folk. They'll give us nothing.
I have a man in mind.
You know somebody?
I know where to find him. And he is honour bound to tell the truth.
It's a very beautiful place. Very holy.
Aye. The inhabitants used to get down on their knees daily.
Only fit and proper.
They would petition the good Lord for a ship to be wrecked on the rocks so that they might enjoy the spoils.
And where do we find this truth-teller?
The house of God.
I assume, Mistress Brash, that this is not a social call.
Where is McLevy?
Out of the city, he tracks the shooter.
And the man responsible for all this?
A mystery.
Not to me. I'm certain it is Caleb Grant.
Now, why would Grant engineer such?
Bad blood between us.
I myself questioned Mr. Coltrane not long ago. He still refuses to give up a name.
I can solve that.
Please sit down. How?
I bear a message from his mother. He will tell me.
Even if he does, his word against Grant's.
Donald McKeever is still unconscious. Hannah sits by his bed and watches. I want Caleb to have the rest of his existence in the Perth Penitentiary, dying slowly.
That is the function of the place, but how do we get him there?
Have details of Patch's arrest been made public?
Only to his mother, I believe.
She came straight to me and is now sworn to silence. Good. Now, let me see Patch.
It is against the rules.
McLevy often talks of you, Lieutenant. Now and again, it's quite nice.
Oh, really?
He seems to regard you with, not contempt exactly, but as if you lack experience.
I am very experienced.
Behind a desk would be his response.
Which is where I am at the moment.
But not always. Surely. The inspector has had little success as regards Grant.
That is true. In fact, none at all.
He couldn't even find who killed my peacocks. So,
Lieutenant Roach, how would you like to prove yourself the better man?
The local minister tells me you're a witch.
I live close to nature. That always worries the church.
He says you can brew up storms.
I prefer tea.
We're searching out a man, your son, Aidan Fairchild.
Who told you so?
The Reverend Bradby, a mine of information.
Why do you need my son?
To help with an investigation, ma'am.
A man shot in Edinburgh. Where is your son?
Aidan. He could be anywhere.
When did you last see him?
I dream about him most nights. They're always sad dreams.
Tell me a wee bit about your boy.
His father died at sea. The boy grew up wild. I could do nothing with him. He was named after St. Aidan, a good and holy man.
I don't think it rubbed off. You keep it neat and tidy here. Ship-shape. Except for the carpet. Rocked up at the corner there. Let me just... Well, would you credit that, Mulholland? A trapdoor.
There are many such in the cottages on this hillside. A smuggler's haunt. The revenue officers were always searching.
Oh, comes up easy. Well, I'll...
Let me see, sir.
You're black as pitch.
I wouldn't know. I've never been down.
Mulholland, take the candle from the table, lean over and tell me what you observe.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well?
Narrow passage. It divides into 3.
That would be to confuse the officers.
Uh-huh. Up you come, Mulholland. Tidy the carpet. Now, I could deduce that a man might look through the window, see men of the law approach, duck down that trap, and vanish in a trice. What do you think, Mrs. Fairchild?
Anything is possible, but it's the fault of Lucifer.
Lucifer? You mean the devil?
No, my cat. Asleep in the corner there.
I remarked him.
They think he's my familiar, but he's just a big Tom with bad habits. Sharpens his claws upon the carpet, pulls it up.
Thus leading me to a false conclusion.
I'm afraid so.
Come along, Mulholland. You're not a housekeeper, and we have much to accomplish.
That's good to know.
Thank you, Mrs. Fairchild, for the dissertation over cats and smugglers. Goodbye.
One thing, Inspector. I do not brew storms, but I can sense them. It is full moon, and a bad one approaches. Watch your step. You are city folk. This is not your world.
Lieutenant Roach, how are things disposed?
Will you keep out of sight?
I am out of sight.
Head inside the carriage, please. My men are in position. It remains to be seen whether your plan will succeed.
Patch Coltrane confessed all to me, and he has written a letter to the man who hired him.
Which you dictated.
I kept it simple. Coltrane was too frightened to deliver the money last night and waits in the lodgings to hand it over.
And you believe Grant will come?
All he will be thinking is how to get his hands on the plunder.
Well, greed is a powerful motive.
So is vengeance.
As regards this vendetta Grant has against you, would it have anything to do with criminal activity?
Everything is to do with criminal activity.
It's near the appointed hour. I wish this heat would break.
It will break.
All this over cards, eh? My wife plays whist.
An incorruptible pastime.
Wait. A carriage. Now. It stops by the lodgings. A figure has emerged. Look through the window. The man is inside. You will wait in your carriage, Jean Brash. You're a body housekeeper and not to be associated with the law.
I shall savour this at distance, sir.
Be certain you keep it.
Rest assured. But I'll be there at the trial with bells on.
Hold him fast, man. Face down is fine. But Mr. Rhodes... Be quiet, Coltrane.
My mammy will kill me.
Be quiet. Well, Mr. Grant, the chickens come home to roost, eh? Turn them over, men. Let's make identity and see what McLevy has to say about this.
Going to rain.
That's nice. Good there's a moon.
What do we accomplish here?
No point in pursuing Fairchild through the caves. He'll know them like the back of his hand. They'll expect us to keep watch on the cottage.
Suspect her as well.
A mother's love. This is the nearest beach, the rock's full of holes and cavities. He will emerge in this vicinity.
What if he's gone already?
Not yet low tide. I doubt he will break cover until the very last minute.
That's just a gamble. And gambling is a fool's game.
Hold on! At the foot of the cliff, there! A light burns.
Man's outline moves along the beach.
Fairchild. It has to be. Come on, Mulholland. With luck, we take him unawares.
Where are you, sir?
Over here! Damnation! I just stepped in a pool. Where the hell is he?
I could have sworn...
The seaweed has a life of
Good
its own.
evening, gentlemen! You appear to be in some difficulty.
Aidan Fairchild! Is that you up there?
It is indeed.
How did you manage that?
I climb like a goat, sir. And you are city folk.
I am James McLevy, Inspector of Police, and I must ask you to surrender yourself unto me.
For what reason?
You shot a man in Edinburgh.
Is he dead?
Why should you care?
I aim to wound only, but he moved.
Was Caleb Grant the brains of this robbery?
He pointed the way. For much good all this will do you. Goodbye, Inspector.
We'll never catch him, sir.
Not climbing, but I know his destination. We shall take the horizontal along the beach, and we may yet win the game.
But you detest running, sir.
A messenger?
Approached in a tavern, paid to come here, collect and then return.
I don't believe that.
Neither do I. He will be Grant's own man, but he can plead innocence.
We have no proof of anything. Caleb is too clever for us.
It would seem so.
He will have spied on all this happening and laughed his fill.
I think not. We still have the money.
The money is not important. I had hoped to bring good news to Hannah Semple.
Justice will prevail.
A comforting thought.
Mistress Brash, no matter what transpires with Donald McKeever, you must keep within the boundaries of the law.
Your servant, aye, Lieutenant.
That's what McLevy says to me before he goes his own sweet way.
Let us return, Angus.
Aye.
I bid you good night, Lieutenant Roach.
Good night, Jean Brash. And remember, keep within the boundaries of the law.
You stop right there, Aidan Fairchild.
Well, you surprise me, sir.
One way off this island, by the Pilgrim's Path. We reached it before you.
And I'm not city folk at all.
I could curse that moon. She shines so brightly.
Indeed she does. Now, I have my revolver aimed upon you. You will take out your own by the barrel and throw it toward me.
As you command. A humble servant.
Put the restrainers on him, Mulholland.
I don't think so.
Don't move, Fairchild, I warn you.
Darkness descends. You've lost the moon, sir. We are all equal now. Good night once more.
Hold fast or I'll shoot.
You may follow me on the path, Inspector, if you have the courage.
Come on, Mulholland.
No, wait, sir. Look, by the lightning flash, there he is.
I cannot sight him.
Look at the waves. He'll never make it, sir.
We have to follow.
We'll die if we do. Is that what you want, sir? To die like a dog?
I hoped to catch you, Mr. Grant.
I work late, Mistress Brash.
I will keep this short.
I admire brevity.
If Donald McKeever dies, the man responsible will pay a price.
As it should be. An eye for an eye. I hold to that most strongly.
Good.
For instance, if someone cheats me out of money, I will have recompense.
Donald was innocent of that.
Then let us hope the Lord spares him.
You should pray for that, for your own sake. Goodbye.
A busy night yourself, Jean.
Busy enough.
And was it successful?
An eye for an eye, Caleb.
A righteous threat.
It is a promise.
The man responsible must be shaking in his boots.
Take the blanket from his face.
He's been a bit battered by the rocks and water, Mrs. Fairchild.
Do what she asks, Mulholland.
I warned him of storms, that the tides could not be trusted.
But he wouldn't listen.
He was wild. Or perhaps your pursuit drove him to his death.
Then he should not have run from justice.
Aidan thought himself above authority.
A misconception.
I will bury him on the island.
I doubt the Reverend Bratby will officiate.
A private grave. I will put wild flowers at the head and scatter pebbles from the beach upon the soil.
A gentle completion.
For a man of such violence.
He came from my very womb, Inspector. I have no option but to love him.
Hannah, where are you?
Right here, Donald.
It's dark. Dark in this place.
The curtains are drawn back, Donald.
Where's my pastries, woman?
Eh?
You promised. Pastries and chocolate.
I'll send out right away.
It's dark, I can't see it. Ah, that man had a gun.
Quiet yourself, Donald McKeever. Now that's enough.
Aye. Did I win the game, Anne?
I believe so.
Good. And I won the next, shouldn't I?
I thought you said to me that this would be your last.
Did I? A matter for discussion. Dark here. Do you have my card, Hannah? The Black Queen?
I have her close by.
Good. You're my lucky charm, Hannah Semple. Dark here, no even a pastry. What kind of wife is that? Oh, shut up, you. What a misery. She's my lucky charm. Don't you ever forget it.
Oh, Donald. You mad old bugger.
It was a fine turnout.
Gold everywhere you looked.
Gambling men, even in their teeth. You didn't attend the aftermath, sir?
No, I thought explaining my presence in a body use to Mrs. Roach might be somewhat difficult.
The inspector didn't come either. He and Jean Brash still at daggers drawn.
She suits black, Jean.
No, as my Aunt Katie says, women are born to be widows.
Hannah is the widow. An unfortunate affair all round.
Sad your plan didn't achieve, sir.
Did you see McLevy when I told him of such?
I think the idea of you and Jean in hugger-mugger took him by surprise.
And then he looked as if he was trying not to laugh in my face. And see the weather as well. Heat is gone, and what do we have in its place? Sea mist for the last 2 days.
Fine climate for a funeral, though.
Oh, here he comes. Well, McLevy, late as usual. What have you to say for yourself?
Caleb Grant is dead. Stepped out of his house in the fog. Someone sliced his thrapple with a cutthroat razor.
Oh, dear.
I was on my way here when I heard the police whistles. His body approaches in the carry wagon.
Any sign of the perpetrator?
Lost in the mist. See what was found on the body?
A playing card. The Queen of Spades.
Looks like hearts with the blood crusted.
So what do you make of it, James?
I guarantee Jean Brash and especially Hannah Semple will have alibis like iron bars.
That had crossed my mind.
To cover the killing time in the company of respectable citizens.
A game of whist, perhaps.
Another funeral, eh?
But I will not attend.
The Chief Constable won't like this, sir.
Across the bear, no doubt we must begin investigation. But before you two depart into the cold hard, perhaps we might treat ourselves to a small malt whisky. I have a bottle in my room.
Early in the day.
Never too early for a dram, Mulholland. What shall we drink to, Lieutenant?
I am open to suggestion.
How about natural justice?
Now that's a thought, sir. In the evolution of the hive, the drones, those who do not deserve to live,
get their throat cut.
Not quite, but the same result. Dead as a doornail. Sentence pronounced.
What?
Mulholland has taken up the keeping of bees.
Ah, commendable. Well, to my office, gentlemen, and let us lift a glass to natural justice.
I went to the Just Land. Hannah told me you might be in this area.
How is she?
Quiet. She tells me, though, that you twa had a meeting with some businessmen this day. 7 in the morning through till 11 o'clock. Strange hours.
Sugar merchants. I was investing in their company.
That's nice. You'll have heard about Caleb Grant.
A great pity.
Why is that?
I had hoped for a long, slow death.
You can't have everything. I found a playing card upon the corpse.
He must have lost the hand.
And the cutthroat razor is Hannah Semple's chosen weapon.
Did you examine hers?
I did. It was wiped clean.
She aye keeps it so.
I take it all this was none of your doing.
How could it be? I like it here. You can see a long way.
Now the east wind has blown away that damn mist. A good, honest wind.
Freeze you to the bone.
I don't feel it. Here. Try a policeman's coat.
Very kind, I'm sure.
I'm a kind man.
You'll never catch the killer.
Eh?
Of my peacocks. Poor birds. Slaughtered and stuffed in a sack.
You can aye buy some more. But try a flock of geese. They're better sentries. And you can always eat them if they don't behave.
But you found the killer of Donald McKeever.
And fate caught up with Caleb Grant. And natural justice.
What will become of us, James McLevy?
We shall live till we die, Jean Brash. The east wind blew her back against me, and she cosied in as if to keep her balance, my arms around her, not all the way round, just a wee bit. The gale whipped up salt crystals from the sea, stinging the skin, lashing her hair back into my face like a mermaid's revenge. I thought of Aidan Fairchild, spread out on the sand like a dead starfish, Caleb Grant with a smile cut into his throat, Hannah Semple, dry-eyed, staring out of the window of the Just Land as if she might see her husband, Donald, walking through the roses with a pack of cards nestling in his pocket and a gambler's lucky smile upon his face. I thought of the lieutenant trying to explain the whisky on his breath to his dear wife, and Mulholland waiting by the hive for a virgin queen on her maiden flight. And what of my own queen bee? Jean Brash. She smelled of the sea in French cologne, the tendrils of her hair brushing at my eyes, as we looked out and saw a ship bound for the new world, while we were held fast in the old. I thought of the playing card, black, dripping red. I am James McLevy, Inspector of Police. I have blood on my hands and a queen by my side.